As we grow older, life presents us with challenges that can feel overwhelming. Physical changes, the loss of loved ones, and the growing question of how to live with purpose and peace in our later years. These questions, though difficult, offer an opportunity to embrace a powerful philosophy that has withstood the test of time: Stoicism. More than just a guide to managing adversity, Stoicism provides us with the tools to approach aging with dignity, clarity, and strength. In this phase of life, there is an increasing temptation to rely on others, to fall into patterns of dependency, and to seek comfort in the familiar, whether that be family, routine, or past identities. But there is another way to approach this stage, a path that prioritizes inner peace, personal growth, and autonomy over external security. The question of who we should surround ourselves with during our later years isn't just about physical care. It is a question of how we can live in a way that nurtures our spirit, respects our independence, and allows us to face the inevitable with courage and wisdom. Stoicism teaches us that true peace comes from within, from understanding that many things are beyond our control, and from recognizing the power we have over our own thoughts and actions. In the process of aging, it's easy to feel as if life is slipping through our fingers, as if time and circumstances are gradually stripping away the independence we've worked so hard to build. Yet, this is precisely where Stoic wisdom becomes most valuable. It reminds us that while we may not control the physical changes that come with aging, we have the power to shape our mindset and our approach to these changes. One of the most significant decisions we face in later life is where and with whom we should live. For many, this decision is loaded with expectations from family, from society, and even from ourselves. There's a cultural narrative that suggests the elderly should live with family, relying on children or close relatives for support and care. While this may seem comforting on the surface, it can often lead to feelings of dependence, loss of identity, and a shrinking sense of autonomy. On the other hand, living alone can feel daunting, especially when fear of isolation or physical vulnerability begins to set in. Stoicism challenges us to rethink these decisions from a place of strength rather than fear. It teaches that solitude is not something to be feared, but embraced when done with purpose. In solitude, there is space for reflection, for self-discovery, and for reconnecting with the deeper parts of ourselves that often get overshadowed by the noise of daily life. Stoics remind us that external comforts, whether it be the company of others or material possessions, can never bring lasting peace. True peace arises from knowing oneself and learning to live in harmony with life's inevitable changes. This doesn't mean rejecting all forms of companionship or support. On the contrary, Stoicism encourages us to form relationships that are based on mutual respect and understanding, rather than emotional or physical dependency. As we navigate aging, it's essential to be mindful of the relationships we cultivate, choosing connections that nourish our sense of self rather than diminish it. Living well in old age is not just about being cared for by others, but about caring for oneself, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. There's a quiet but powerful truth in the Stoic way of life. The more we focus on our inner strength, the less we need to rely on external sources of happiness or security. This becomes especially relevant in our later years, when societal pressures may tell us to seek comfort in others, to give up our independence for the sake of security. But Stoicism asks us to look inward and recognize that our well-being doesn't depend on where we live or who is around us. It depends on our ability to cultivate peace within ourselves, to accept the natural flow of life, and to face each day with purpose. It's easy to fall into the belief that aging strips us of our choices, but Stoicism tells a different story. Aging is not the end of freedom. It's a new beginning. It's an opportunity to refine our understanding of what truly matters, to let go of unnecessary attachments, and to live with a sense of purpose that transcends our circumstances. This philosophy encourages us to see aging not as a burden, but as a chance to simplify, to focus on the essentials, and to strengthen our inner resolve. Living independently in old age does not mean living in isolation. It means choosing to live in a way that reflects our values, our needs, and our desire for inner peace. It means creating an environment, whether alone or with others, that allows us to thrive, not just survive. It's about making conscious decisions about where we place our energy and attention, so that our later years are not spent in quiet resignation, but in active engagement with life. For many, the concept of letting go, of releasing the need to control every detail of our surroundings, can feel terrifying. But it is in this letting go that we find true freedom. The Stoics teach that by accepting the natural course of life, we free ourselves from unnecessary worry and stress. This is not resignation. It is empowerment. It's a choice to live fully in the present moment, without being weighed down by fears of the future or regrets of the past. As we step into the later stages of life, we are invited to reflect on what it means to live well. Is it about clinging to the familiar, to the people and places we've always known? Or is it about seeking deeper meaning, about living in alignment with our true selves, regardless of the circumstances? Stoicism offers us the tools to navigate these questions with clarity and purpose. It asks us to prioritize inner peace over external comfort, independence over dependency, and wisdom over fear. The years ahead may bring challenges, but they also offer an incredible opportunity for growth and reflection. With each day, we are presented with the choice to live intentionally, to cultivate resilience, and to embrace the unknown with grace. The Stoics remind us that life is a series of moments, each one an opportunity to practice patience, kindness, and understanding toward ourselves and others. As we grow older, these moments become even more precious, and the wisdom we gain from them shapes the legacy we leave behind. So, as we face the question of where and with whom we should live, let us remember that the most important relationship we have is the one with ourselves. The strength we cultivate within will guide us through the choices we make in our external world. Whether we choose to live alone, with family, or in community, what matters most is that we remain true to our values and continue to seek peace, purpose, and autonomy in all that we do. In this journey, Stoicism becomes our compass, pointing us toward a life that is not defined by fear or dependency, but by strength, resilience, and inner freedom. Let us embrace this wisdom as we move forward, knowing that each step we take is a step toward greater clarity and peace in the years to come. As we move forward, it's time to explore one of the most vital aspects of growing older, the Stoic perspective on living independently in old age. The wisdom of Stoicism offers a profound lens through which we can view our later years, teaching us that true freedom and peace come not from relying on others, but from developing strength within ourselves. This journey is not about isolation, but about finding the courage to walk our own path with clarity and purpose, even when the world around us pushes for conformity. Stoicism teaches us that independence in old age is not just a physical state, but a deeply internal process. It's about cultivating a mindset that refuses to be shaken by the inevitable changes that aging brings. We all face the loss of youth, energy, and perhaps even the roles that once defined us. But the Stoics remind us that our value is not tied to these things. True independence is about holding on to the freedom of our mind, our thoughts, and our choices, no matter the circumstances. Living independently doesn't mean rejecting help when it's needed. It means having the wisdom to know when assistance is necessary and when it's just a crutch, preventing us from growing stronger. There's a balance to be found. Relying on others too much can lead to feelings of helplessness, while rejecting all help can isolate us unnecessarily. Stoicism encourages us to walk this fine line, seeking self-reliance whenever possible, but being humble enough to accept support when it's truly needed. Independence in old age often means letting go of the fear of change. The physical and mental transformations we go through as we age can be unsettling, but fear is a burden the Stoics teach us to release. Change is natural, and resisting it only causes more suffering. The more we accept the inevitability of change, the more freedom we find in embracing it. Independence comes from facing these shifts with courage and grace, understanding that nothing external can diminish the core of who we are. One of the greatest barriers to independence is the fear of being alone. But being alone is not the same as being lonely. Stoicism teaches us that solitude can be a powerful tool for self-reflection and growth. In solitude, we are free from the noise of the world, and it is here that we can reconnect with our inner selves. The Stoics believed that time spent alone strengthens our spirit, allowing us to better understand our own needs and desires without the distraction of others' expectations. As we age, there is often pressure from society to become more dependent on family or institutions, but Stoicism encourages us to resist this pressure. It's important to recognize that true support comes not from clinging to others, but from nurturing our own resilience. The elderly are often expected to play passive roles, but the Stoic way reminds us that we can be active participants in our own lives, making choices that align with our values and purpose, even in the face of physical limitations. The Stoic approach to independence also teaches us to be content with less. As we grow older, simplifying our lives can bring immense freedom. The material possessions we accumulate over the years often become burdens, both physically and mentally. By practicing Stoic minimalism, we can lighten these loads, keeping only what is truly necessary. In doing so, we create space, both in our homes and in our minds, for the things that truly matter, such as wisdom, connection, and inner peace. Part of living independently in old age means redefining success. In youth, success may have been measured by career achievements or social status, but Stoicism urges us to look inward for our sense of accomplishment. Success, according to the Stoics, is found in mastering ourselves, our emotions, our reactions, and our thoughts. This inner mastery provides a deep sense of fulfillment that cannot be taken away, no matter what external changes may come with age. Independence also means learning to detach from external validation. In our younger years, we may have sought approval from others, but as we age, the need for external validation fades in importance. Stoicism teaches that our worth comes from within, not from the opinions or judgments of others. When we live according to our own principles, we free ourselves from the weight of others' expectations, finding true independence in our thoughts and actions. Another key aspect of Stoic independence is the ability to endure discomfort without complaint. Aging often brings with it physical pain or limitations, but Stoicism offers us a way to rise above these challenges. By accepting discomfort as part of life, we can stop fighting against it and instead focus on what we can control, our reaction to it. This mindset fosters resilience, allowing us to maintain our dignity and strength in the face of physical decline. Embracing independence in old age also means taking responsibility for our own happiness. The Stoics believed that happiness is not something that comes from external sources, but from within. As we grow older, this becomes even more critical. We may lose some of the external things that once brought us joy, youth, health, or career. But Stoicism teaches that true contentment comes from living in alignment with our values, no matter what life takes from us. Stoicism encourages us to prepare for the inevitable with calm acceptance. Old age brings us closer to the end of life, a reality that many fear. But the Stoics viewed death not as something to dread, but as a natural part of existence. By reflecting on our mortality regularly, we can live each day with greater intention and peace, unburdened by the fear of the unknown. Independence in old age includes facing death with dignity, knowing that we have lived fully and with purpose. Living independently also requires us to practice gratitude for what we have, rather than longing for what we have lost. As we age, it's easy to focus on the things that are no longer possible. Perhaps the body doesn't move as freely, or the mind is not as sharp as it once was. But Stoicism teaches us to appreciate the present moment, to find joy in the small things, and to be thankful for the wisdom and experiences that come with age. Independence in old age is not about isolation, but about setting boundaries that protect our well-being. Stoicism teaches us the importance of maintaining a healthy distance from those who drain our energy or bring negativity into our lives. This doesn't mean cutting off relationships, but being mindful of how much time and energy we invest in others. We must prioritize our own mental and emotional health, especially in our later years. Another aspect of Stoic independence is learning to let go of regrets. As we age, it's common to reflect on the past with a sense of what might have been. But the Stoics remind us that the past is beyond our control, and dwelling on it only steals from the present. True independence comes from accepting the past as it is, learning from it, and then moving forward without the weight of regret holding us back. Independence in old age also involves embracing the wisdom that comes with experience. The Stoics valued knowledge gained through life's trials and challenges, and old age offers us a wealth of this wisdom. By sharing our insights with others, we contribute to the greater good, while also affirming our own sense of purpose. This sharing of wisdom helps us maintain our independence by reminding us of the value we bring to the world, no matter our age. The Stoic approach to independence encourages us to cultivate patience. As we age, things may not happen as quickly as they once did. Our bodies may move slower, our minds may take more time to process information. But patience is a virtue that Stoicism values highly. By practicing patience with ourselves and others, we can navigate the changes of aging with grace rather than frustration. Stoicism also teaches us to be adaptable. Life is unpredictable, and the older we get, the more we realize that plans often go awry. Independence comes from being flexible, from being able to adjust our expectations and adapt to new circumstances without feeling defeated. This adaptability allows us to remain strong and resilient, no matter what life throws our way. Another pillar of Stoic independence is the practice of self-discipline. As we age, it becomes more important to maintain routines and habits that support our well-being. Whether it's taking care of our health, managing our finances, or staying engaged with the world around us, self-discipline is key to living independently. Stoicism teaches that by mastering our impulses and desires, we gain control over our lives, no matter the external circumstances. Independence in old age also involves cultivating a sense of peace with solitude. In a world that often fears being alone, Stoicism shows us that solitude can be a source of strength and clarity. Time spent in quiet reflection allows us to reconnect with our inner selves, free from distractions. This solitude is not a sign of loneliness, but a testament to our ability to be content in our own company. The Stoics remind us that living independently means not being swayed by the opinions or behaviors of others. As we grow older, it's easy to feel pressured by societal expectations or the opinions of family members. But Stoicism teaches us to stay grounded in our own values, to make decisions based on what is right for us, not based on what others think we should do. Stoic independence is also about embracing self-sufficiency. While we may need help with certain tasks as we age, there is still much we can do for ourselves. By focusing on what we can control rather than what we cannot, we empower ourselves to take charge of our lives. This self-sufficiency fosters a sense of pride and accomplishment that enhances our overall well-being. Another key aspect of Stoic independence is learning to manage our emotions. As we age, we may face situations that test our emotional resilience, losses, changes in health, or shifting relationships. But Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. By practicing emotional discipline, we maintain our inner peace, regardless of external events. Living independently also involves embracing the natural pace of life. As we grow older, the fast pace of the world around us can feel overwhelming. But Stoicism encourages us to slow down, to live in harmony with the flow of life, rather than trying to rush or force things to happen. This acceptance of life's natural rhythm brings a sense of calm and balance to our later years. Independence in old age requires a commitment to continuous learning. The Stoics believed that we are never too old to grow, to expand our understanding, or to improve ourselves. By staying curious and open to new experiences, we keep our minds sharp and engaged, fostering a sense of vitality and purpose. Stoic independence also means practicing humility. As we age, it's important to recognize that we don't have all the answers and that there is still much to learn. Humility allows us to remain open to new perspectives and to approach life with a sense of wonder rather than entitlement. Another important aspect of Stoic independence is maintaining a sense of humor. Aging can bring challenges, but the Stoics remind us not to take life too seriously. A light heart helps us navigate difficulties with grace, and humor can be a powerful tool for maintaining perspective. Living independently in old age also involves setting realistic expectations for ourselves. The Stoics teach us that suffering often comes from unmet expectations. By accepting life as it is, rather than how we wish it to be, we free ourselves from disappointment and find contentment in the present. Stoic independence is also about finding meaning in the everyday. As we age, the grand achievements of youth may fade, but there is still deep fulfillment to be found in the small, simple moments of life. Whether it's a quiet morning with a cup of tea or a conversation with a friend, Stoicism teaches us to find joy in the present moment. Independence in old age also means letting go of the need for control. The Stoics remind us that we cannot control everything and that trying to do so only leads to frustration. By focusing on what we can control, our own thoughts and actions, we find peace, even in the midst of uncertainty. Stoic independence involves practicing acceptance. As we age, there are things we must let go of: youth, certain abilities, perhaps even loved ones. But by accepting these changes with grace, we open ourselves to the new possibilities that life still has to offer. Another key aspect of Stoic independence is gratitude. As we grow older, it's easy to focus on what we've lost, but Stoicism teaches us to be grateful for what we still have. This shift in perspective brings a sense of peace and fulfillment that enriches our later years. Living independently in old age also involves staying engaged with the world around us. The Stoics believed in the importance of being active participants in life, no matter our age. By staying involved in our communities, pursuing our passions, and continuing to contribute in meaningful ways, we maintain a sense of purpose and vitality. Stoic independence also means practicing compassion, both toward ourselves and others. As we age, it's important to be kind to ourselves, recognizing that we are doing the best we can with the resources we have. This self-compassion allows us to navigate the challenges of aging with a sense of grace and dignity. Finally, Stoic independence is about leaving a legacy. As we grow older, we have the opportunity to pass on the wisdom we've gained through a lifetime of experience. By living according to Stoic principles, we not only find peace and purpose in our own lives, but we also inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect that extends far beyond our own lifetime. As we draw from the deep well of Stoic wisdom, we begin to see that the path of independence in old age is not merely about the practicalities of living alone or choosing our companions wisely. It's about something even more profound, learning to embrace solitude as a source of strength rather than a space to be filled with dependency. Now, we explore why Stoicism encourages the elderly to seek solitude over reliance, teaching us that in this quiet space we find the deepest form of freedom. Stoicism reveals that solitude allows for a clearer understanding of life's purpose. In the stillness of being alone, free from the distractions and expectations of others, one can reconnect with what truly matters. The distractions of dependency often mask the clarity that solitude brings. When alone, there is an opportunity to reflect on the past, understand the present, and accept the future with peace. In this space, the heart finds rest and the mind finds its true home, free from the noise of external pressures. The teachings of Stoicism emphasize the importance of developing inner resilience. Dependency weakens the spirit, as it often leads to placing trust in the external world, which is full of uncertainty. Solitude strengthens this inner resilience by providing space to cultivate self-sufficiency. In solitude, one learns that true contentment doesn't come from what others provide, but from a quiet acceptance of the present moment. This self-reliance is the cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, offering a path to peace that is unaffected by the changes or demands of others. In choosing solitude over dependency, there is an opportunity to break free from the expectations placed upon the elderly. Society often dictates that aging individuals must rely on their families for emotional and physical support, but Stoicism challenges this notion. By choosing solitude, one steps away from these imposed roles and begins to live life on their own terms. This choice is not about cutting ties, but about setting boundaries that protect one's peace and dignity, fostering a greater sense of personal freedom. Solitude also provides a space for deep reflection, something Stoics value immensely. In this reflective space, the elderly are given the gift of time to review their life's journey with clarity. There is no need to seek approval or validation from others. The wisdom gained through years of experience becomes clearer when one is alone, and there is a quiet pride in recognizing the strength that has carried them through life's challenges. This reflection is more than a mere recounting of past events. It is an appreciation of the resilience built through each trial. There is a certain freedom in letting go of the need to be surrounded by others. Dependency often stems from a fear of loneliness, but Stoicism teaches that the fear of being alone is unnecessary. In fact, loneliness can be a rare gift when approached with the right mindset. Solitude offers the chance to discover new depths within oneself, to engage with one's thoughts without the influence of others, and to find peace in this introspection. It is in these moments that one realizes that solitude is not a punishment, but a privilege. Stoicism advocates for solitude as a way to maintain personal autonomy, something that becomes increasingly important in old age. Dependency often erodes autonomy, placing the control of one's life in the hands of others. In solitude, the elderly maintain their ability to make choices that align with their values and beliefs. This sense of control fosters a deeper connection to one's purpose and strengthens the resolve to live authentically, free from the expectations of others. By prioritizing solitude, the elderly are also given the opportunity to practice acceptance, a core principle in Stoicism. Dependency often leads to frustration when others cannot meet our needs or expectations, but solitude strips away these frustrations. In solitude, there is no one to depend on but oneself, and this creates an environment where acceptance of life's imperfections becomes natural. This acceptance brings peace, as the need to control external circumstances fades into the background, replaced by an understanding that peace is found within. Choosing solitude allows for a deeper connection to nature, something the Stoics held in high regard. The natural world reflects the cycles of life, growth, decay, and renewal, and in solitude one can attune to these rhythms more easily. There is a certain comfort in realizing that aging is a natural process, just as the seasons change. In solitude, one can watch these changes unfold without resistance, learning to flow with life's natural course instead of fighting against it. Dependency often brings with it the weight of other people's emotions, expectations, and needs. In solitude, the elderly are free to release this weight, focusing instead on their own emotional landscape. This is not selfishness, but self-care. Stoicism teaches that we must first care for our own inner world before we can truly be of service to others. Solitude provides the space to nurture this inner world, allowing it to flourish without the interference of external demands. There is also a powerful sense of liberation that comes from letting go of emotional attachments in solitude. Dependency often ties one to the emotions and opinions of others, but solitude offers a chance to step back from these entanglements. Stoicism teaches that emotional attachment is a source of suffering, and solitude provides the distance needed to see these attachments for what they are, temporary and often unnecessary. In this space, the elderly can find emotional freedom, a freedom that allows them to engage with the world from a place of strength rather than need. In prioritizing solitude, there is also an opportunity to practice mindfulness, a principle that aligns with Stoic teachings. Solitude offers the quiet needed to fully engage with the present moment, to breathe deeply, and to connect with the simplicity of being. This mindfulness fosters a deeper appreciation for life's small moments, which often go unnoticed when we are caught up in the rush of dependency and external obligations. In solitude, there is no rush, only time to be fully present. Dependency often creates a sense of obligation, but solitude frees one from the need to please others. The Stoics believed that true freedom comes from living in accordance with one's own values, not the values imposed by others. In solitude, the elderly are given the chance to live according to their own principles, without the pressure to conform to the expectations of family or society. This is a gift that allows for a life of integrity and authenticity. Solitude also encourages the practice of self-discipline, a virtue that Stoicism holds dear. In solitude, there are no distractions, and one is free to focus on personal growth without the interference of external influences. This self-discipline is not about rigid control, but about fostering a life of balance and harmony. It is through this discipline that one can maintain independence, even as physical abilities may decline. Dependency often fosters a fear of the unknown, but solitude provides the space to confront this fear head-on. In solitude, there is no one to rely on but oneself, and this creates an opportunity to face fears with courage. The Stoics teach that fear is often a product of our own thoughts, and by examining these thoughts in solitude, we can learn to overcome them. This courage is a key component of Stoic wisdom, allowing the elderly to face the uncertainties of life with strength and resilience. there is a profound sense of clarity that comes with solitude. When the noise of the external world fades, the mind becomes clearer, and decisions can be made with greater wisdom. Dependency clouds this clarity, as it often involves navigating the opinions and emotions of others. In solitude, the mind is free to think independently, to weigh options without outside influence, and to come to decisions that are rooted in personal truth. Stoicism teaches that suffering often comes from our attachments to things beyond our control. In solitude, there is an opportunity to release these attachments, particularly the attachment to the approval or validation of others. Dependency often creates a need for this validation, but solitude strips it away, leaving only the individual and their own sense of worth. This is a liberating experience, allowing the elderly to find peace in their own self-acceptance without the need for external affirmation. Choosing solitude also fosters a sense of inner peace that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. Dependency often creates turmoil, as it places one's sense of well-being in the hands of others. But in solitude, peace is found within, where it cannot be taken away. This inner peace is a hallmark of Stoic philosophy, teaching that true contentment comes not from the external world, but from a deep sense of inner calm and acceptance. There is also a practical aspect to solitude that Stoicism encourages. Dependency often complicates life, creating layers of obligations, emotions, and responsibilities. Solitude, on the other hand, simplifies life. In solitude, there is no need to navigate the complexities of relationships or external demands. This simplicity creates a space for focus and clarity, allowing the elderly to live more intentionally and with greater purpose. Stoicism advocates for solitude because it encourages self-awareness. Dependency often pulls us away from ourselves as we focus on the needs and desires of others. In solitude, there is an opportunity to turn inward, to understand oneself on a deeper level. This self-awareness fosters a greater sense of control over one's emotions, thoughts, and actions, allowing for a more peaceful and fulfilling life. In solitude, the elderly are also given the chance to practice gratitude. Without the distractions of dependency, one can focus on the blessings that are present in the moment. Stoicism teaches that gratitude is a key to happiness, and solitude offers the quiet needed to fully appreciate life's gifts. This practice of gratitude fosters a deeper sense of fulfillment, allowing the elderly to find joy in the simple moments of life. Dependency often creates a sense of vulnerability, but solitude fosters strength. In solitude, one learns that they are capable of handling life's challenges on their own. This realization builds confidence and resilience, allowing the elderly to face the uncertainties of life with courage. Stoicism teaches that strength comes not from relying on others, but from relying on oneself, and solitude provides the space to cultivate this strength. The Stoics believed that solitude offers a unique opportunity to practice self-compassion. In solitude, there is no need to put on a brave face for others or to meet external expectations. One can simply be, allowing for moments of rest and self-care. This self-compassion is essential for maintaining emotional and mental health in old age, and solitude provides the space to nurture this compassion. In choosing solitude, the elderly are also given the chance to connect with their spirituality, whatever form that may take. Stoicism teaches that there is a divine order to the universe, and solitude offers the quiet needed to contemplate this order. In this space, one can find peace in knowing that they are a part of something greater than themselves, allowing for a sense of connection that goes beyond the physical world. There is also a sense of liberation that comes from releasing the need for control in solitude. Dependency often fosters a need to control one's environment or the actions of others, but solitude teaches that this control is an illusion. Stoicism reminds us that the only thing we can truly control is our own thoughts and actions, and solitude provides the space to practice this control without the interference of others. In solitude, the elderly are also given the chance to practice forgiveness, both toward themselves and others. Dependency often fosters resentment, as unmet expectations create feelings of frustration or anger. But in solitude, there is no one to blame, no one to hold accountable. This creates an opportunity for forgiveness, allowing the elderly to release the burdens of the past and find peace in the present. Finally, solitude fosters a sense of purpose. Dependency often clouds one's sense of purpose, as it places the focus on the needs and expectations of others. But in solitude, the elderly are free to explore what truly matters to them, to pursue their passions without interference, and to live a life that is aligned with their values. This sense of purpose brings a deep sense of fulfillment, allowing the elderly to find meaning and joy in their later years. In prioritizing solitude over dependency, the elderly are given the opportunity to live a life of strength, peace, and purpose. Stoicism teaches that true freedom comes from within, and solitude provides the space to cultivate this freedom, allowing the elderly to face the challenges of aging with courage and grace. As we delve deeper into the principles of Stoicism, the journey towards solitude reveals not just emotional resilience, but the practical steps necessary to maintain independence. Now, we move toward the question of how one can create a secure living environment without relying on family. This path, rooted in Stoic wisdom, is about building strength from within, while carefully crafting an external world that supports peace, safety, and self-reliance. The first step toward creating a secure environment is recognizing that security begins in the mind. Stoicism teaches that the foundation of safety is not found in the physical world, but in how we perceive and manage our thoughts. By cultivating inner calm, we are better equipped to navigate the complexities of living alone. Even in times of uncertainty, a mind that is anchored in peace can transform a simple living space into a sanctuary. No matter the external circumstances, when the mind is fortified, the external environment becomes a reflection of that inner stability. A secure living environment also requires self-awareness. Knowing one's limits is crucial when it comes to living independently, and Stoicism emphasizes the importance of understanding what is within our control and what is not. Accepting help when needed does not equate to dependency. It is about making wise decisions based on an honest evaluation of our capabilities. This self-awareness fosters the wisdom needed to make adjustments to one's environment, such as installing necessary modifications that ensure safety without compromising independence. Another essential aspect of security is minimalism. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is truly necessary and to eliminate excess. By simplifying our surroundings, we create a space that is not only easier to manage, but also more peaceful. An uncluttered environment brings clarity and reduces the risk of accidents or complications. In this simplicity, there is freedom. The fewer possessions we have, the more space we create for mental and emotional well-being, reinforcing the Stoic belief that contentment comes not from accumulation, but from reducing what is unnecessary. Physical safety is, of course, an important consideration, but it can be achieved without the constant presence of others. Technology offers a range of tools that can enhance personal security. Stoicism encourages us to embrace progress when it serves our independence. From emergency alert systems to home monitoring devices, technology can act as a quiet companion, offering support while allowing us to maintain our autonomy. These tools give the elderly a sense of control over their surroundings, enabling them to live securely without relying on family for constant oversight. Creating a secure living environment also involves building a support network that is based on mutual respect and independence. Stoicism teaches that relationships should be based on mutual benefit rather than dependency. This means cultivating connections with neighbors, friends, or community members who can offer support when needed, but in a way that does not foster reliance. A network of people who understand the importance of personal autonomy creates a safety net without infringing on one's independence. Stoicism also teaches us the importance of preparation. Living securely without relying on family requires a proactive approach to planning. This includes financial security, ensuring that one's resources are well managed to cover any necessary expenses. Financial independence is a cornerstone of personal security, and by taking control of one's financial situation, the elderly can avoid the need to lean on family for support. Stoic principles encourage frugality and mindful spending, helping to create a stable financial foundation that supports long-term security. An often overlooked aspect of creating a secure environment is emotional security. Stoicism emphasizes emotional resilience, and part of living independently is cultivating an emotional environment that is peaceful and stable. By practicing mindfulness and reflecting on one's emotional responses, the elderly can build a sense of emotional safety that does not depend on the presence or reassurance of others. Emotional security, much like physical security, comes from within, and it is nurtured through daily practice of Stoic principles such as acceptance, patience, and self-control. Another layer of security comes from learning practical skills that foster self-sufficiency. Stoicism teaches that we are capable of more than we often believe, and by acquiring new skills, the elderly can gain greater control over their environment. Whether it's learning basic home repairs, cooking healthy meals, or managing daily tasks, these skills not only increase security, but also boost confidence. The act of doing things independently reinforces the Stoic ideal that true freedom comes from self-reliance. Stoicism also encourages us to maintain a sense of order in our surroundings. A well-organized living space not only prevents accidents, but also brings peace of mind. When everything has its place, there is less chaos, and the mind can rest. This orderliness extends to all aspects of life: financial records, personal belongings, and health management. By keeping things in order, one reduces the risk of being overwhelmed or caught off guard by unexpected events, allowing for greater peace and stability. While creating a secure living environment, Stoicism teaches the importance of adaptability. Life is full of unexpected changes, and being able to adapt is crucial for maintaining independence. Whether it's adjusting to new health conditions, changing living situations, or incorporating new technologies, the ability to remain flexible ensures that one can continue to live securely without the need to depend on family. Stoicism reminds us that rigidity is a path to suffering, while adaptability leads to resilience and strength. Stoicism also teaches the value of self-discipline, and this plays a key role in creating a secure environment. Self-discipline allows one to establish and maintain routines that promote safety and well-being. Whether it's setting regular times for meals, exercise, or medication, these routines build a sense of control and security. By practicing discipline in the small things, the elderly can create an environment that is predictable and stable, reinforcing their independence. Part of creating a secure living environment is addressing the inevitable changes that come with aging. Stoicism teaches acceptance of life's natural cycles, and this includes accepting the physical changes that may affect one's living situation. Rather than resisting these changes or becoming frustrated, Stoicism encourages us to face them with grace and practicality. This may involve making modifications to one's home or adjusting daily routines, but it also involves accepting that these changes are a natural part of life and do not diminish one's worth or independence. Stoicism also teaches us to anticipate potential challenges and to prepare for them thoughtfully. Creating a secure living environment involves thinking ahead and being prepared for emergencies. This might mean having a well-stocked emergency kit, knowing the quickest route to help, or having contingency plans in place. By being prepared, one reduces the fear and uncertainty that often accompany emergencies, and this preparedness fosters a sense of security that comes from within. Maintaining a secure environment also requires a commitment to health and well-being. Stoicism teaches the importance of caring for the body as a temple, and by prioritizing health, the elderly can maintain their independence for longer. Regular exercise, proper nutrition, and mental stimulation all contribute to a secure and healthy living environment. These practices not only improve physical well-being, but also strengthen the mind, reinforcing the Stoic belief that a strong mind and body are essential to living well. Stoicism also teaches the importance of boundaries. Living independently often involves setting clear boundaries with others, particularly when it comes to family members who may unintentionally infringe on one's autonomy. By establishing and communicating these boundaries, the elderly can protect their independence while still maintaining healthy relationships. Boundaries are not about shutting people out, but about creating space for personal freedom and ensuring that one's living environment remains a place of peace and self-governance. Another aspect of security is creating an environment that nurtures mental clarity. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of a clear mind, and this can be achieved by limiting distractions and cultivating a space that promotes focus and reflection. Whether it's through mindfulness practices, reading, or quiet contemplation, a secure living environment is one that allows the mind to rest and rejuvenate. This mental clarity enhances decision-making and fosters a sense of inner security that external circumstances cannot easily disrupt. In creating a secure living environment, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control. There are many things in life that are beyond our control, but by focusing on the aspects we can influence, our thoughts, our actions, and our environment, we create a sense of security that is rooted in personal responsibility. This focus on control empowers the elderly to take charge of their living situation, reinforcing their independence and reducing the need for reliance on others. Stoicism also encourages the practice of gratitude, even in the process of securing one's living environment. Gratitude fosters contentment and peace, both of which are essential for creating a secure home. By focusing on what one has rather than what is lacking, the elderly can create an environment that feels abundant and secure, even if it is simple or modest. Gratitude shifts the focus away from fear and scarcity, creating a sense of security that is grounded in appreciation. Creating a secure living environment also means embracing simplicity. Stoicism teaches that peace is found in simplicity, and by reducing the complexities of life, one can foster a greater sense of security. This might mean simplifying daily routines, decluttering the home, or reducing obligations that cause unnecessary stress. In this simplicity, there is freedom and security, as the mind is freed from the burden of excess. Security in the home is also about creating a space that feels nurturing and supportive. Stoicism teaches that our environment influences our state of mind, and by creating a space that feels calm and inviting, the elderly can foster a sense of emotional and mental security. This might mean incorporating elements of nature, such as plants or natural light, or creating a space for reflection and relaxation. A secure home is one that nurtures the spirit and promotes well-being. Stoicism teaches the importance of community, and while creating a secure living environment without relying on family, it's still essential to maintain connections with others. This doesn't mean dependency, but rather cultivating relationships that are based on mutual respect and autonomy. A secure environment is one that allows for meaningful connections while preserving personal freedom. These connections, whether with neighbors, friends, or local groups, provide support without compromising independence. Part of creating a secure environment involves planning for the future. Stoicism teaches that while we cannot predict the future, we can prepare for it thoughtfully. This might mean making decisions about long-term care, estate planning, or healthcare preferences. By addressing these issues proactively, the elderly can ensure that their living environment remains secure even in the face of future challenges, reinforcing their independence and autonomy. Stoicism also teaches the importance of resilience. A secure living environment is not one that is free from challenges, but one that fosters the ability to overcome them. Whether it's physical limitations, health issues, or unexpected changes, resilience allows the elderly to face these challenges with strength and courage. By cultivating resilience, one creates an environment that feels secure even in the midst of uncertainty. Another aspect of creating a secure living environment is fostering a sense of self-reliance. Stoicism teaches that we are capable of more than we often believe, and by practicing self-reliance, the elderly can gain greater control over their surroundings. This self-reliance fosters confidence and reinforces the Stoic belief that true security comes from within, not from external sources. Stoicism also teaches that security is not about isolation, but about balance. A secure living environment is one that allows for solitude and reflection, but also fosters healthy connections with the outside world. This balance creates a space where the elderly can feel both independent and supported, without relying on family or others for constant reassurance. In creating a secure living environment, it's also important to practice self-compassion. Stoicism teaches that we must be kind to ourselves, especially as we face the challenges of aging. A secure environment is one that allows for rest, reflection, and self-care. By nurturing oneself, the elderly can create a space that feels both safe and supportive, reinforcing their independence and well-being. Stoicism also encourages us to embrace the present moment. Creating a secure living environment is not just about planning for the future, but about making the most of the present. By living mindfully and appreciating each moment, the elderly can create a space that feels secure and peaceful, even in the face of uncertainty. This presence of mind fosters a sense of security that is rooted in gratitude and contentment. Creating a secure living environment also involves being mindful of one's energy. Stoicism teaches the importance of conserving energy for what truly matters, and this can be applied to the home. By designing a living space that is easy to maintain and manage, the elderly can conserve their energy for meaningful activities rather than being bogged down by unnecessary tasks or responsibilities. This mindful approach to energy creates a secure and manageable living environment. A secure living environment is also one that fosters a sense of purpose. Stoicism teaches that purpose is essential for a fulfilling life, and by creating an environment that supports one's passions and interests, the elderly can maintain a sense of meaning and fulfillment. Whether it's through hobbies, learning, or contributing to the community, a secure home is one that nurtures purpose and personal growth. In creating a secure living environment, Stoicism teaches us to be mindful of our thoughts. A secure home is not just about physical safety, but about mental and emotional well-being. By cultivating positive and peaceful thoughts, the elderly can create a space that feels secure from the inside out. This mental clarity enhances the sense of security, allowing for a life of independence and peace. Finally, Stoicism teaches that true security comes from acceptance. In creating a secure living environment, the elderly are encouraged to accept the realities of aging without fear or resistance. This acceptance fosters peace and allows for a sense of security that is not tied to external circumstances, but is rooted in inner strength and resilience. By embracing the Stoic path, the elderly can create a living environment that supports their independence, well-being, and peace of mind. Having established a foundation of security rooted in self-reliance and Stoic principles, we now turn our attention to the question of companionship in old age. While independence is key to personal freedom, the Stoic path also teaches the importance of choosing relationships wisely. Companionship, when approached with intention, can enrich our lives without undermining our autonomy. In this next exploration, we will uncover the Stoic approach to selecting companionship, ensuring that our connections enhance rather than diminish our well-being. Stoicism teaches that relationships should be entered into with careful consideration. The companionship we choose can have a profound effect on our peace of mind, so it's important to seek out individuals who align with our values. A person's presence in our lives should foster tranquility rather than disturbance. This means being selective about the people we allow into our inner circle, ensuring that they bring positivity and understanding rather than stress or negativity. It's essential to approach companionship from a place of self-awareness. Stoicism reminds us that we must first understand ourselves before we can build meaningful connections with others. Knowing our values, needs, and boundaries allows us to choose companions who respect and complement these aspects of ourselves. When we enter relationships with clarity about who we are less likely to compromise our well-being for the sake of companionship. The Stoic approach to companionship also emphasizes mutual respect. Companionship should never be about control or dependency, but about a shared understanding of each person's autonomy. In old age, there is often a temptation to lean on others for emotional or physical support, but Stoicism teaches that true companionship is about mutual growth. Both individuals should benefit from the relationship, with neither party feeling burdened or diminished. Stoicism also encourages us to seek companions who challenge us in healthy ways. Companions should inspire personal growth, not by imposing their views, but by encouraging us to think critically and reflect on our own beliefs. A good companion pushes us towards self-improvement, offering perspectives that help us grow stronger and more resilient. These relationships foster intellectual and emotional development, allowing both parties to thrive. At the same time, the Stoic approach teaches us to avoid relationships that drain our energy. Companionship should be a source of strength, not exhaustion. It's important to recognize when a relationship is becoming more of a burden than a benefit. Stoicism encourages us to let go of such connections, no matter how long-standing they may be, if they are no longer serving our well-being. Letting go is not an act of cruelty, but an acknowledgement that peace is more valuable than clinging to relationships that no longer bring joy. The Stoics also remind us that the quality of companionship matters more than the quantity. It is better to have a few meaningful relationships than to surround oneself with many superficial ones. In old age, when time and energy become more precious, we must prioritize depth over breadth in our connections. True companionship doesn't require constant presence, but rather a deep understanding and mutual respect that transcends physical proximity. While companionship is important, Stoicism also teaches us that it should not become a crutch. We must remain vigilant against the temptation to rely too heavily on others for our happiness or sense of self-worth. A Stoic approach to companionship encourages balance, where relationships enrich our lives without becoming the sole source of our joy or fulfillment. This balance allows us to maintain our independence while still enjoying the company of those we care about. Choosing companions in old age also requires a keen understanding of emotional boundaries. Stoicism teaches us to protect our inner peace, and part of this protection involves setting clear boundaries in our relationships. Not every companion needs to know the deepest parts of our soul, and not every problem needs to be shared. By maintaining emotional boundaries, we preserve our sense of self and ensure that our relationships remain healthy and balanced. Another important element in choosing companionship is the recognition that relationships should be rooted in honesty. Stoicism values truth, and genuine companionship must be built on a foundation of honesty and transparency. Whether in moments of joy or difficulty, companions should be able to speak openly with one another, fostering a sense of trust that strengthens the relationship. Without honesty, the bond weakens and becomes superficial. Stoicism also teaches that companionship should be free from manipulation or control. True companionship allows both individuals to be fully themselves without the need for games or power struggles. In old age, when time is more valuable than ever, we must be especially mindful of relationships that come with hidden agendas or expectations. The Stoic approach is to cultivate relationships where both parties are free to be who they are, without any attempts to mold or change the other. Companionship should also be a source of joy and not just utility. Stoicism teaches us to find joy in the present moment, and a good companion helps amplify that joy. Whether it's through shared laughter, deep conversations, or simple moments of silence together, companionship in old age should bring lightness to life. These moments of shared happiness are what make companionship meaningful, providing warmth and connection without the need for grand gestures or constant activity. In choosing companions, Stoicism also encourages us to seek out those who embody virtues we admire. Surrounding ourselves with individuals who reflect the qualities we wish to cultivate in ourselves is a powerful way to grow. When our companions are kind, wise, and compassionate, we are naturally inspired to develop these traits within ourselves. The Stoic belief that we are shaped by those around us makes it crucial to choose companions who elevate rather than hinder our personal growth. While the Stoics valued relationships, they also cautioned against becoming overly attached. Companionship should never become a source of fear or anxiety about loss. Stoicism teaches us that everything in life is impermanent, including relationships. By accepting this, we can fully appreciate our companions without the fear of losing them. This detachment doesn't lessen the bond, but rather strengthens it by freeing us from the worry of clinging to what we cannot control. It's also important to recognize that companionship in old age can take many forms. Stoicism encourages us to be open to different types of relationships, whether they be with peers, younger individuals, or even animals. Each type of companionship offers something unique, and by embracing these varied connections, we enrich our lives without placing all our emotional needs onto one person. This diversity in companionship fosters a more balanced and fulfilling life. The Stoic approach to companionship also teaches us to be present. True companionship is about being fully engaged with the person in front of us, listening deeply and responding with care. In old age, when time may feel more fleeting, it's especially important to cultivate presence in our relationships. By being present, we not only strengthen our connections, but also ensure that we are fully appreciating the time we have with our companions. Companionship should also be a space for growth, not stagnation. Stoicism encourages us to continue learning and evolving, and a good companion supports this journey of growth. Whether it's through intellectual discussions, shared activities, or simply offering encouragement, the right companion helps us become better versions of ourselves. In old age, when personal growth may seem less emphasized, the presence of a growth-minded companion can reignite our passion for learning and self-improvement. At the same time, Stoicism teaches us to accept our companions as they are, without trying to change them. We must approach companionship with the understanding that each individual is on their own path, and it is not our role to dictate or alter their journey. True companionship is about mutual respect for each other's choices and personal growth, without imposing our own desires or expectations onto the other. Companionship in old age also requires patience. As we grow older, physical or mental limitations may arise, and it's important to choose companions who exhibit patience and understanding. Stoicism teaches that we must be patient with ourselves and others, recognizing that life's challenges are part of the natural order. A patient companion brings a sense of calm and reassurance, allowing both individuals to navigate the aging process with grace. The Stoic approach also reminds us that companionship should be balanced with solitude. While relationships are valuable, so is time spent alone in reflection and self-care. Companionship should not overwhelm our need for personal space and introspection. A healthy balance between companionship and solitude allows for a deeper connection with oneself, which in turn strengthens the quality of the relationships we do have. Choosing companionship also involves being selective about how we spend our time together. Stoicism teaches us to value our time and to invest it in meaningful activities. Whether it's engaging in deep conversations, pursuing shared hobbies, or simply enjoying each other's company in silence, the time spent with a companion should be purposeful and fulfilling. This intentional approach to time ensures that our relationships remain enriching and not just a way to fill the hours. A Stoic approach to companionship also encourages forgiveness. No relationship is without its challenges, but Stoicism teaches us to forgive ourselves and our companions when mistakes are made. Holding on to resentment or grudges only harms the relationship and prevents it from flourishing. By practicing forgiveness, we allow our companionships to evolve and grow stronger over time, fostering deeper trust and understanding. In old age, companionship can also be a source of wisdom. Stoicism values the sharing of knowledge, and a good companion can offer insights that broaden our perspective on life. These exchanges of wisdom enrich both parties and create a bond that goes beyond superficial connection. A relationship rooted in the exchange of ideas and experiences becomes a wellspring of personal growth and understanding. Stoicism also teaches that companionship is about giving as much as it is about receiving. A balanced relationship involves both individuals contributing to the well-being of the other. Whether through emotional support, practical help, or simply being present, the act of giving strengthens the bond and reinforces the Stoic ideal of mutual benefit in relationships. This reciprocity ensures that both individuals feel valued and respected. The Stoics believed that companionship should be free from judgment. True companionship allows each person to be fully themselves without fear of criticism. By accepting our companions as they are, we create a space of safety and trust, where both parties can grow and flourish. This non-judgmental approach fosters deeper connection and allows for more authentic and fulfilling relationships. Another important element in choosing companionship is understanding that no relationship is perfect. Stoicism teaches that we must accept imperfections in ourselves and others. A Stoic approach to companionship acknowledges that challenges will arise, but it also recognizes that these challenges are opportunities for growth and deeper connection. By accepting the imperfections of our companions, we create a space for understanding and compassion. In old age, companionship also offers the opportunity to share in the joys of life. Stoicism teaches us to savor the present moment, and a good companion helps us do just that. Whether it's sharing a meal, watching a sunset, or simply enjoying each other's company, these moments of shared joy deepen the bond and create lasting memories. Companionship becomes a source of happiness, rooted in the simple pleasures of life. The Stoic approach to companionship also reminds us that relationships should be built on trust. Trust is the foundation of any meaningful relationship, and without it, the bond weakens. A trustworthy companion is someone who honors their word, respects boundaries, and is dependable in times of need. By choosing companions who embody trust, we create relationships that are strong and resilient, able to withstand the tests of time. Companionship in old age also requires flexibility. Stoicism teaches us to be adaptable, and this applies to our relationships as well. As we and our companions age, circumstances may change, and it's important to be flexible in how we approach these changes. Whether it's adjusting to new physical limitations or shifts in life circumstances, a flexible approach to companionship ensures that the relationship remains strong and supportive. A Stoic approach to companionship also values empathy. Understanding and sharing in the emotions of our companions deepens the connection and fosters a sense of unity. Empathy allows us to be present for our companions in times of need, offering support without judgment. This empathy strengthens the bond and creates a relationship built on mutual care and understanding. In choosing companions, Stoicism encourages us to seek relationships that align with our purpose. A good companion helps us stay true to our values and supports us in living a life of meaning. These relationships provide the encouragement and motivation needed to continue pursuing our purpose, even in old age. By choosing companions who reflect our purpose, we reinforce our commitment to living a life of virtue and integrity. Finally, the Stoic approach to companionship in old age reminds us to appreciate the relationships we have. Gratitude for the presence of our companions enhances the quality of the relationship, fostering a sense of contentment and fulfillment. By practicing gratitude, we ensure that our relationships remain a source of joy and strength, enriching our lives as we navigate the later stages of life. Having explored the Stoic approach to choosing companionship with care and intention, we now turn to one of the most personal and significant decisions faced in old age, whether to live alone or with family. From a Stoic perspective, this question goes far beyond mere convenience or cultural norms. It touches the core of independence, autonomy, and the pursuit of inner peace. The choice between solitude or shared space with family demands reflection on values, needs, and the desire to maintain harmony within oneself and with others. As we dive deeper, we will uncover how Stoicism guides us in making this decision with wisdom and clarity. Stoicism teaches that the decision to live alone or with family must begin with a deep understanding of one's personal needs and values. For some, solitude brings a sense of freedom, a space for reflection and peace, while for others, the presence of family provides comfort and connection. The key is knowing oneself well enough to choose the path that will nurture a life aligned with Stoic principles of inner calm and autonomy. This self-awareness allows the elderly to make a decision that honors their well-being without being swayed by external pressures or expectations. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is the idea of control, knowing what we can control and what we cannot. In deciding whether to live alone or with family, this principle becomes essential. Living alone offers the greatest level of control over one's environment, schedule, and personal space. It allows for a life lived entirely on one's own terms, without the need to accommodate the needs or preferences of others. For many, this level of independence is invaluable and provides the freedom to continue living authentically. However, Stoicism also teaches that living in harmony with others can cultivate patience, understanding, and acceptance. Living with family may require sacrifices of personal space or autonomy, but it can also present opportunities for deepening relationships and practicing Stoic virtues like compassion and generosity. Stoicism encourages us to weigh the balance between independence and connection, recognizing that the presence of family can provide emotional support and a sense of belonging that solitude may not offer. Living with family brings unique challenges, particularly when it comes to maintaining personal boundaries. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of protecting one's inner peace, even in the presence of others. If living with family leads to conflict or emotional strain, it may erode the very peace Stoicism encourages us to cultivate. It is important to assess whether the family dynamic allows for the space needed to practice Stoic principles such as reflection, silence, and emotional regulation. At the same time, living with family can also be an opportunity to strengthen Stoic resilience. The challenges of cohabitation, whether they involve different lifestyles, values, or habits, can serve as tests of patience and emotional discipline. By learning to navigate these challenges with grace and wisdom, one can develop a deeper sense of Stoic fortitude, using the presence of others as a tool for personal growth rather than a source of frustration. In contrast, living alone offers an unparalleled opportunity for self-reflection and tranquility. Stoicism places great value on the practice of solitude as a way to cultivate inner wisdom. When living alone, the mind is free from external distractions, allowing for deeper engagement with Stoic practices like meditation and self-examination. This solitude creates space for the elderly to fully connect with their inner world, strengthening their sense of peace and purpose without the need for external validation. For some, the presence of family may create a sense of obligation or emotional dependency. Stoicism teaches that emotional independence is key to living a life of virtue. If living with family fosters dependency, it may hinder the Stoic pursuit of self-reliance and emotional resilience. By living alone, the elderly can reinforce their ability to find contentment within themselves, without relying on others for their sense of well-being or happiness. Yet, the Stoic concept of community reminds us that human connection is valuable and isolation can sometimes lead to emotional suffering. While solitude can be a source of peace, it can also foster loneliness if not balanced with meaningful connections. Living with family may provide opportunities for connection and shared experiences, which can enrich one's life in ways that solitude cannot. Stoicism encourages us to seek balance, finding companionship without sacrificing autonomy. Stoicism also challenges us to consider the natural order of life, including our roles within the family. In many cultures, the elderly are expected to live with and be cared for by their families, and while this expectation can be burdensome, it can also provide opportunities to pass on wisdom, share experiences, and contribute to the family's well-being. For those who find meaning in these roles, living with family may offer a way to remain engaged and purposeful, aligning with the Stoic belief in contributing to the greater good. Living with family also invites the practice of Stoic acceptance. The dynamics of family life can be unpredictable and, at times, challenging. Stoicism teaches us to accept the things we cannot change and to focus on how we respond to them. If living with family introduces difficulties, the Stoic approach is not to resist or resent these challenges, but to accept them as opportunities for growth. This acceptance fosters emotional resilience, allowing the elderly to live in harmony with others without sacrificing their peace, However, for some, living alone may be the truest path to preserving autonomy and avoiding emotional entanglements. Stoicism warns against becoming overly attached to external relationships or situations that cause inner turmoil. If family life introduces too much disruption, the Stoic path may lead one to choose solitude as a way to safeguard inner tranquility. In this way, living alone becomes an act of self-preservation, a commitment to maintaining the peace that Stoicism encourages. There is also the practical consideration of how family dynamics impact day-to-day life. Stoicism teaches that simplicity and order are essential to a life of virtue. If living with family introduces chaos or complicates one's ability to live simply, it may conflict with the Stoic ideal of a well-ordered life. In contrast, living alone allows for greater control over one's environment, enabling the elderly to maintain the simplicity that Stoicism advocates. At the same time, Stoicism teaches the importance of flexibility and adaptability. If circumstances change, whether due to health issues or family needs, living with family may become necessary. Stoicism encourages us to accept these changes with grace, knowing that our true peace comes not from external circumstances, but from our inner state of mind. Whether living alone or with family, the Stoic perspective is one of adaptability, embracing life's changes without resistance or fear. For those who choose to live alone, there is also the Stoic value of self-sufficiency. Living independently fosters a sense of accomplishment and confidence in one's abilities, even in old age. Stoicism encourages us to continue developing our strengths and to avoid becoming complacent. By living alone, the elderly can maintain a sense of agency and purpose, knowing that they are capable of managing their lives without relying on others for daily support. However, Stoicism also teaches that we should not shy away from accepting help when it is needed. Living with family can provide the practical support necessary to maintain well-being, particularly in situations where physical or mental health may decline. The Stoic approach is one of humility, recognizing that there is no shame in receiving assistance when it aligns with the greater goal of living a virtuous life. Accepting help from family can be seen as an act of wisdom, not weakness. Living with family may also provide the opportunity to practice Stoic virtues such as gratitude and appreciation. Family members who offer care and support are providing a gift, and Stoicism encourages us to express gratitude for the kindness we receive. Living with family can deepen relationships and foster a greater sense of connection when approached with appreciation and mutual respect. Whether living alone or with family, the Stoic perspective teaches that inner peace must always be the primary goal. This means choosing a living arrangement that supports tranquility and well-being, regardless of societal expectations or external pressures. The elderly must make this decision with a clear mind and a focus on what will best support their Stoic practice of living in harmony with nature and themselves. For some, the presence of family may create emotional stress, and Stoicism teaches that we must protect our inner peace at all costs. If living with family disrupts this peace, it may be wiser to choose solitude, where one can cultivate emotional stability without interference. The Stoic path is one of prioritizing inner harmony, even if that means making difficult decisions about where and with whom to live. At the same time, living with family can offer opportunities for Stoic service. Helping family members, offering wisdom, and being a source of strength for others are all ways to live according to Stoic principles of virtue and contribution. For those who find meaning in these roles, living with family may provide a sense of purpose that living alone cannot. The Stoic approach also reminds us that no living situation is permanent. Whether one chooses to live alone or with family, Stoicism teaches us to remain flexible and adaptable, knowing that life's circumstances may change. The key is to maintain inner peace, regardless of external conditions, understanding that our true security comes not from where we live, but from how we live. Living with family may also provide opportunities to practice Stoic detachment. The close relationships found within family life often come with emotional highs and lows, but Stoicism teaches us to remain steady in the face of these fluctuations. By practicing emotional detachment, we can engage with our family without becoming overly invested in the drama or tension that may arise. This detachment fosters a sense of calm, even in the midst of family life. On the other hand, living alone allows for complete emotional independence. Without the presence of family, there is no need to navigate the complex emotions that often accompany familial relationships. Stoicism values this emotional independence, teaching that we are responsible for our own inner state, and living alone may provide the ideal environment to cultivate this sense of emotional self-sufficiency. Living alone also provides the space for quiet reflection, a cornerstone of Stoic practice. Without the distractions of family life, the elderly can spend their time engaging in Stoic meditations, reading, and contemplation. This solitude allows for a deeper connection to Stoic philosophy and creates an environment where personal growth and inner peace can flourish. However, living with family may offer the opportunity to practice Stoic compassion. Family members may require emotional or physical support, and Stoicism teaches that we should be of service to others when it aligns with our principles. Living with family can provide the chance to offer kindness and assistance, fostering a sense of connection and reinforcing Stoic values of virtue and selflessness. In the end, the Stoic approach to the question of whether the elderly should live alone or with family rests on the principle of balance. Both options offer unique benefits and challenges, and Stoicism encourages us to weigh these carefully. The ultimate goal is to create a life that aligns with Stoic values of peace, autonomy, and virtue, whether that life is spent in solitude or in the company of loved ones. Stoicism teaches that the decision to live alone or with family should be made with clarity of mind, focusing not on what is expected by society, but on what best supports a life of virtue and inner peace. By reflecting on personal needs, values, and the dynamics of family relationships, the elderly can make a choice that honors their well-being while staying true to Stoic principles. Whether in the quiet of solitude or the warmth of family, Stoicism offers guidance on how to live with wisdom and serenity. Having considered the Stoic wisdom on whether the elderly should live alone or with family, we now turn to a principle that lies at the heart of the Stoic philosophy: independence and autonomy. In later years, as physical abilities may decline and societal expectations often push for greater dependence on others, Stoicism stands firm in its belief that maintaining independence is essential for a life of virtue and inner peace. The desire to remain self-reliant is not about rejecting help, but about preserving one's dignity and personal freedom. Let's explore the Stoic perspective on why independence and autonomy are critical in the later stages of life. Stoicism teaches that autonomy is the foundation of personal freedom. In old age, when external factors like health and mobility may limit physical independence, maintaining autonomy of mind becomes even more important. The Stoics believed that true freedom comes from controlling one's own thoughts and actions, and this sense of internal control is key to living with dignity in later years. By preserving autonomy, the elderly protect their ability to make choices that align with their values and desires, regardless of the limitations placed upon them by aging. One reason Stoics value independence in later years is that it reinforces a sense of purpose. Autonomy allows individuals to continue directing their lives according to their own principles. Rather than becoming passive recipients of care, the elderly can remain active participants in their own lives, making decisions about how they spend their time and energy. This sense of agency is crucial for maintaining self-respect and a feeling of control over one's destiny, something that Stoicism encourages throughout life. Maintaining independence also protects the Stoic principle of emotional resilience. As we age, there may be increasing pressure to rely on others for emotional support, but Stoicism teaches that true emotional strength comes from within. When we depend too heavily on others for our happiness or peace of mind, we risk losing control over our emotional stability. By cultivating independence, the elderly strengthen their ability to remain calm and composed, even in the face of life's challenges. This emotional autonomy fosters a deeper sense of inner peace. Independence also allows the elderly to continue living in alignment with their own values, rather than conforming to the expectations of others. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of living authentically, and this becomes even more vital in later years, when societal pressures may push for greater dependency on family or care institutions. By maintaining independence, the elderly can live according to their own principles, making choices that reflect their beliefs and desires, rather than feeling obligated to follow the path laid out by others. The Stoic value of self-sufficiency also plays a significant role in the importance of maintaining autonomy. In later years, it can be tempting to let go of self-reliance in favor of comfort or convenience, but Stoicism teaches that self-sufficiency is essential for living a life of virtue. By continuing to manage their own needs, whether physical, emotional, or financial, the elderly demonstrate a commitment to personal growth and responsibility. This self-sufficiency reinforces a sense of dignity and competence that is crucial for well-being in old age. There is also a sense of pride that comes from maintaining independence. Stoicism teaches that pride in one's achievements and capabilities is a natural outcome of living according to virtue. For the elderly, maintaining autonomy, even in small ways, can foster a sense of accomplishment and self-worth. Whether it's managing daily tasks, continuing to pursue hobbies, or making decisions about one's living arrangements, the ability to remain self-reliant fosters a deep sense of pride in one's abilities and choices. Maintaining independence also helps preserve the Stoic practice of self-discipline. Autonomy requires discipline, whether it's managing one's health, maintaining a routine, or staying engaged with the world. This discipline not only strengthens the mind, but also reinforces the Stoic ideal of living with intention. By practicing self-discipline in later years, the elderly can continue to live with purpose and focus, maintaining control over their lives and decisions. The Stoic belief in autonomy is also tied to the importance of responsibility. Stoicism teaches that we are responsible for our own well-being, and this sense of responsibility becomes even more crucial in later years. Maintaining independence allows the elderly to continue taking responsibility for their lives, rather than becoming passive or reliant on others. This responsibility fosters a sense of purpose and engagement with life, ensuring that the later years are filled with intentional living rather than passivity. By preserving independence, the elderly can also maintain a sense of emotional detachment, another key Stoic principle. Dependency on others often leads to emotional entanglement, as we become overly invested in the actions or opinions of those we rely on. Stoicism teaches that emotional detachment is essential for inner peace, and maintaining autonomy helps protect this detachment. When the elderly are able to care for themselves, they can avoid the emotional turbulence that comes from relying on others for validation or support. Autonomy also supports the Stoic practice of mindfulness. When we are independent, we have greater control over our environment and routines, allowing for deeper engagement with Stoic practices like meditation and reflection. This mindfulness fosters a greater sense of inner calm, helping the elderly to navigate the challenges of aging with grace and composure. Independence creates the space for this reflective practice, reinforcing the Stoic belief in the importance of self-awareness. Another reason Stoicism emphasizes autonomy in later years is that it fosters resilience. The challenges of aging, whether physical, emotional, or social, can be daunting, but Stoicism teaches that resilience is built through self-reliance. By maintaining independence, the elderly can continue to face life's challenges with strength and determination, knowing that they are capable of managing their own well-being. This resilience fosters a deep sense of confidence and inner strength, allowing the elderly to navigate aging with dignity. Independence also protects the Stoic value of simplicity. Living autonomously often means simplifying one's life, focusing only on what is necessary and letting go of excess. Stoicism teaches that peace comes from simplicity, and maintaining independence allows the elderly to live in a way that is free from unnecessary complications. This simplicity fosters a greater sense of peace and contentment, allowing the elderly to focus on what truly matters in their lives. For Stoics, autonomy is also about protecting one's dignity. As we age, there can be a tendency to lose control over our own lives, whether through dependency on others or through the gradual decline of physical abilities. Stoicism teaches that dignity comes from maintaining control over our thoughts and actions, and autonomy allows the elderly to preserve this dignity. By continuing to make their own decisions and manage their own lives, the elderly protect their sense of self-respect, ensuring that they age with honor and grace. The Stoic value of resilience is also reinforced through autonomy. By facing the challenges of aging head-on without becoming overly dependent on others, the elderly can cultivate a deeper sense of inner strength. This resilience is not about denying the realities of aging, but about accepting them with courage and determination. Autonomy allows the elderly to continue building this resilience, ensuring that they remain strong and capable in the face of life's challenges. In later years, maintaining independence also fosters a sense of peace. Stoicism teaches that true peace comes from within, and by remaining autonomous, the elderly can protect their inner peace from external disruptions. Dependency on others often brings with it emotional turmoil, but autonomy allows for a greater sense of control over one's environment and emotions. This control fosters a deep sense of peace, allowing the elderly to navigate aging with calm and serenity. Stoicism also teaches that autonomy is essential for personal growth. Even in old age, there are always opportunities for growth and self-improvement, and maintaining independence allows the elderly to continue pursuing these opportunities, whether it's through learning new skills, engaging with the community, or practicing Stoic principles. Autonomy ensures that the elderly can remain active participants in their own personal development. Maintaining independence also supports the Stoic principle of acceptance. Aging often brings with it changes that are beyond our control, but Stoicism teaches that we must accept these changes with grace. Autonomy allows the elderly to face these changes on their own terms, without being forced to conform to the expectations or decisions of others. This acceptance fosters a deeper sense of peace, allowing the elderly to navigate the challenges of aging with dignity and strength. For Stoics, autonomy is also about protecting one's sense of purpose. In later years, there is often a temptation to let go of responsibility and become passive, but Stoicism teaches that a life of purpose is essential for well-being. By maintaining independence, the elderly can continue to live with purpose, whether through hobbies, community involvement, or personal growth. This sense of purpose fosters a deep sense of fulfillment, ensuring that the later years are rich with meaning and intention. Independence also fosters a sense of gratitude. Stoicism teaches that we must be grateful for what we have, and autonomy allows the elderly to focus on their own abilities and strengths rather than what they have lost. This gratitude fosters a greater sense of contentment, allowing the elderly to appreciate the present moment and the opportunities it brings. The Stoic value of self-reliance is also reinforced through independence. By continuing to manage their own lives, the elderly demonstrate a commitment to personal responsibility and self-sufficiency. This self-reliance fosters a deep sense of confidence and competence, allowing the elderly to navigate aging with pride and dignity. Another reason Stoicism emphasizes autonomy is that it allows for greater emotional stability. Dependency on others often leads to emotional ups and downs as we become invested in the actions and decisions of those we rely on. Autonomy protects emotional stability by allowing the elderly to manage their own well-being without becoming overly attached to external factors. This emotional stability fosters a deep sense of peace and inner strength, allowing the elderly to navigate the complexities of aging with grace. Maintaining independence also supports the Stoic practice of reflection. Autonomy creates the space for the elderly to engage in self-reflection, allowing them to examine their thoughts, emotions, and actions with clarity. This reflection fosters a deeper sense of self-awareness, allowing the elderly to continue growing and developing even in later years. Stoicism teaches that self-awareness is essential for living a life of virtue, and independence provides the environment in which this practice can flourish. For Stoics, autonomy is also about maintaining control over one's environment. When we are dependent on others, we often lose control over the spaces we inhabit and the routines we follow. Autonomy allows the elderly to create an environment that supports their well-being, whether through simplicity, organization, or mindfulness. This control fosters a greater sense of peace and security, allowing the elderly to live in a way that aligns with their values and needs. Independence also allows the elderly to continue practicing Stoic virtues such as patience, acceptance, and resilience. By remaining autonomous, the elderly are able to face the challenges of aging with strength and grace, knowing that they are capable of managing their own lives. This autonomy fosters a deep sense of peace and fulfillment, allowing the elderly to live with dignity and purpose in their later years. Stoicism teaches that autonomy is essential for living a life of virtue, and in later years, this principle becomes even more important. By maintaining independence, the elderly can continue living in alignment with their values, protecting their inner peace and sense of purpose. Whether through self-sufficiency, emotional resilience, or personal growth, autonomy allows the elderly to navigate aging with strength, dignity, and grace. As we leave behind the importance of maintaining independence and autonomy in later years, we now step into a nuanced conversation about building a support system without compromising that precious independence. Stoicism teaches that while self-reliance is a cornerstone of a virtuous life, it does not mean rejecting the support of others. Instead, it's about creating a network of support that respects our autonomy, helps us live with purpose, and aligns with our Stoic values. How can we craft this balance in old age, ensuring that our support system enhances rather than weakens our independence? Let's explore this together. Stoicism reminds us that the key to building a support system lies in mutual respect. A network of support should never feel like an obligation or a crutch. It is about finding people who respect your desire for independence and are there not to take over, but to assist when needed. This dynamic prevents feelings of helplessness and preserves dignity. Whether it's family, friends, or neighbors, The right kind of support respects your autonomy while providing help only when genuinely necessary. Stoicism teaches the importance of intentional relationships. In building a support system, it's crucial to be thoughtful about the connections you nurture. Not every offer of help is made with your best interests at heart, and not every relationship is healthy for your sense of independence. A Stoic approach encourages choosing companions who align with your values and understand that support is about empowerment, not dependency. By carefully selecting those who offer genuine respect, you ensure that your support network strengthens rather than diminishes your autonomy. At the heart of Stoic philosophy is the idea that we should focus on what we can control. This applies to building a support system in old age as well. You cannot control others' actions or intentions, but you can control how you respond and whom you allow into your life. By focusing on the quality of your support system and setting boundaries where necessary, you can maintain a strong sense of personal agency. This control over your own decisions reinforces your independence, even within a network of support. A key aspect of a Stoic support system is knowing when to ask for help without losing your sense of self-sufficiency. Stoicism doesn't demand complete isolation, but rather advocates for wisdom in recognizing when assistance is truly needed. By understanding your limits, you can seek support in a way that maintains your independence. This balance allows you to preserve your dignity and autonomy, knowing that accepting help doesn't equate to surrendering control. Communication is essential in building a support system that aligns with Stoic values. By clearly expressing your boundaries and needs to those in your network, you foster an environment of mutual understanding and respect. Stoicism teaches us to be clear about what we will and will not accept, and this principle extends to our support systems. When those around you understand your desire for autonomy, they are more likely to offer help that empowers rather than diminishes you. The Stoic practice of reflection can help you assess the strength of your support system. Regularly examining the relationships in your life allows you to evaluate whether they are supporting your independence or inadvertently leading to dependence. This practice of self-reflection encourages ongoing adjustments, ensuring that your support system continues to align with your values and needs as they evolve in old age. It is through this mindful assessment that you maintain a balance between receiving help and staying self-reliant. Stoicism also encourages resilience, and this is crucial when creating a support network. It's important to recognize that while others may assist you, they cannot live your life for you. A support system should serve as a safety net, not a primary source of strength. By nurturing your own resilience alongside the support of others, you ensure that you remain the primary driver of your life, with your support network acting as a complement to your personal strength. In building a support system that doesn't compromise independence, it's also important to embrace Stoic adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and situations may change that require different kinds of support. Stoicism teaches us to accept these changes with grace, knowing that flexibility is a key aspect of resilience. Whether it's accepting help from new sources or adjusting your expectations of existing relationships, being adaptable allows you to maintain your autonomy even as your needs shift over time. Another Stoic principle at play in building a support system is the value of minimalism. Just as Stoicism advocates for simplicity in material possessions, it also teaches the value of simplicity in relationships. A support system doesn't need to be extensive or complicated. A few trusted individuals who truly understand and respect your independence can be far more valuable than a large, intricate network of acquaintances. By keeping your support system simple, you avoid unnecessary emotional entanglements and maintain greater control over your life. Building a support system in line with Stoic values also requires patience. It takes time to cultivate relationships that are truly supportive without becoming suffocating. Stoicism teaches that patience is essential in all aspects of life, and this includes the process of building a strong network of support. By allowing relationships to develop naturally and avoiding the rush to rely on others prematurely, you create a foundation of trust and mutual respect that strengthens over time. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of reciprocity in relationships. A support system should not be one-sided, with you constantly receiving help without giving anything in return. Instead, Stoic relationships are built on mutual benefit. Even in old age, you have much to offer to others, whether it's wisdom, companionship, or emotional support. By maintaining a give-and-take dynamic in your relationships, you ensure that your support system is balanced and respectful of your autonomy. Gratitude is another key Stoic value that plays a role in building a support system. While Stoicism teaches self-reliance, it also encourages us to be grateful for the help we receive. Gratitude doesn't diminish independence. Instead, it fosters a sense of appreciation for those who offer assistance without expecting control in return. By practicing gratitude for your support network, you strengthen those relationships and reinforce the Stoic principle of valuing what others offer without becoming dependent on it. In Stoicism, there is also the principle of avoiding emotional extremes. A well-structured support system helps maintain emotional balance, as it provides a steady source of encouragement without becoming a source of emotional reliance. Stoicism teaches that emotional stability is key to independence, and by building a support network that respects this need for balance, you create an environment where you can thrive emotionally without losing your sense of self. Trust is fundamental when creating a support system aligned with Stoic philosophy. A support network must be built on trust and honesty, where both parties understand and respect each other's boundaries. Stoicism teaches that trust is a cornerstone of any meaningful relationship, and without it, the support system risks becoming a source of anxiety rather than strength. By cultivating trust, you ensure that your relationships are rooted in mutual respect, preserving your independence. It's also important to recognize that a Stoic support system doesn't mean closing yourself off to all help. Instead, it's about accepting support in a way that aligns with your values and autonomy. Stoicism teaches that we should embrace what is helpful and reject what is harmful, and this applies to building a support network. By carefully selecting the help you accept, you maintain control over your life while still benefiting from the assistance of others. A support system can also provide a valuable source of wisdom and perspective, especially in later years. Stoicism teaches that we should seek out wise counsel when needed, and a good support system offers the opportunity to receive advice without losing autonomy. By surrounding yourself with individuals who respect your independence and offer thoughtful guidance, you ensure that your decisions remain your own while benefiting from the perspectives of those you trust. In building a Stoic support system, boundaries are essential. Stoicism teaches that we must protect our inner peace, and this often means setting clear boundaries with others. A support system should never infringe upon your personal space or sense of autonomy. By establishing firm boundaries, you create an environment where help is offered without overstepping, ensuring that your independence remains intact even as you receive support. Stoicism also encourages self-awareness, and this is crucial when building a support network. By understanding your own needs and limitations, you can better communicate with those around you about the type of support you require. This self-awareness allows for more effective relationships, where help is offered in a way that respects your autonomy and aligns with your values. The more self-aware you are, the more empowered you become in shaping a support system that serves you. An important aspect of Stoic philosophy is the practice of humility, which is also relevant when building a support system. Stoicism teaches that we should recognize when we need help, and there is no shame in accepting assistance when necessary. However, humility doesn't mean surrendering independence. Instead, it means understanding that we are all interconnected, and that receiving help is a natural part of life. By accepting help with humility and grace, you maintain your autonomy while benefiting from the strength of others. Building a support system in old age also requires resilience, a key Stoic value. While it's important to have a network of support, Stoicism teaches that we should also be prepared to face challenges on our own when necessary. This resilience ensures that you don't become overly reliant on others, even as you receive their help. By cultivating inner strength alongside your support system, you remain the primary source of your own well-being. Stoicism also teaches us to be adaptable, and this flexibility is crucial when creating a support system. Your needs and circumstances may change over time, and it's important to be open to adjusting your support network accordingly. Whether it's incorporating new individuals into your network or re-evaluating existing relationships, adaptability ensures that your support system evolves with you, always aligning with your autonomy and values. When building a support system, it's also important to consider the Stoic value of virtue. Stoicism teaches that we should seek out relationships that encourage us to live virtuously. A support network that respects your independence and helps you live according to Stoic principles is one that fosters growth and fulfillment. By surrounding yourself with individuals who embody virtues like wisdom, kindness, and integrity, you create a support system that strengthens your character and independence. Part of building a support system in alignment with Stoic values is recognizing that no relationship is perfect. Stoicism teaches that we should accept the imperfections of others while maintaining our own boundaries. A support system may not always function smoothly, but Stoicism encourages us to approach these challenges with patience and understanding. By accepting the limitations of others, you can maintain your independence while still benefiting from their support. Another Stoic principle that applies to building a support network is detachment from outcomes. While it's important to nurture relationships that offer support, Stoicism teaches us not to become attached to the results of these relationships. Whether help comes in the form we expect or not, we must remain focused on our own internal stability. This detachment ensures that you don't become overly reliant on others for your sense of well-being, preserving your independence even within a supportive network. Stoicism also teaches that we should be prepared for change, and this applies to support systems as well. People may come and go in your life, and circumstances may shift unexpectedly. By remaining open to these changes and maintaining your own inner strength, you ensure that your support system continues to serve you without becoming a source of dependency. Stoicism encourages us to accept these changes with grace, knowing that our true strength comes from within. Building a support system without sacrificing independence also involves practicing gratitude for the present moment. Stoicism teaches that we should focus on the here and now, and by appreciating the support we receive without becoming attached to it, we maintain a sense of balance. This gratitude allows you to value the help of others without losing your sense of self-reliance, fostering a healthy relationship with those who support you. In creating a Stoic support system, it's also important to practice kindness and empathy. Stoicism teaches that relationships should be based on mutual care and understanding. By offering kindness to those who support you, you strengthen the bonds of your network without becoming dependent. This empathy ensures that your relationships are built on respect and compassion, fostering a support system that aligns with your Stoic values. The Stoic principle of living according to nature also applies to building a support system. Stoicism teaches that we should live in harmony with the natural flow of life, and this includes accepting help when it is needed without becoming overly reliant on others. By embracing the natural give and take of relationships, you create a support system that enhances your life without compromising your independence. Finally, building a support system in alignment with Stoic principles requires ongoing reflection and adjustment. Stoicism teaches that we should regularly examine our lives and relationships, making changes where necessary to maintain balance and independence. By continuously assessing your support system, you ensure that it remains a source of empowerment rather than dependence, allowing you to live with dignity, purpose, and autonomy in your later years. As we move from the importance of building a support system while maintaining independence, we now turn to one of the most challenging and profound aspects of Stoic philosophy, the concept of emotional detachment, especially when it comes to family. In old age, the bonds with family often become more complex, and Stoicism teaches that emotional attachment can lead to suffering, dependence, and a loss of inner peace. But why does Stoicism encourage us to distance ourselves emotionally, particularly from those we love the most? This exploration will delve deep into the Stoic perspective on avoiding emotional attachment to family in old age, shedding light on how it protects our autonomy and well-being. Stoicism teaches that emotional attachment creates vulnerability. When we become too emotionally invested in family, we risk losing control over our own peace of mind. Family members, no matter how well-intentioned, can introduce emotional turbulence through their actions, choices, or even well-meaning advice. By maintaining emotional detachment, the elderly protect themselves from being overly influenced by the emotions, expectations, or judgments of their loved ones, thus preserving their inner calm. Emotional attachment often leads to unrealistic expectations. Stoicism reminds us that people are fallible, and expecting family members to always meet our emotional needs can lead to disappointment and frustration. The Stoic approach is to accept family members as they are, without relying on them to provide emotional fulfillment. This mindset allows for healthier relationships, where love and support are offered freely, without the pressure of expectation or disappointment. Maintaining emotional detachment from family also safeguards independence. Stoicism teaches that we must rely on ourselves for our sense of well-being and purpose. When we become emotionally attached to family, there is a risk of becoming dependent on their approval, support, or presence. This dependency can weaken our sense of autonomy, leading to decisions made out of emotional need rather than personal conviction. Detachment allows the elderly to maintain control over their lives and choices, free from the emotional sway of family ties. Another reason Stoicism advocates for emotional detachment is to prevent unnecessary suffering. Family relationships are often fraught with conflict, misunderstandings, and unfulfilled desires. Emotional attachment amplifies the pain caused by these conflicts, leading to resentment, anger, or sadness. Stoicism teaches that by detaching emotionally, we can observe family dynamics without becoming entangled in them, allowing us to navigate difficult situations with clarity and calm. Stoicism also encourages us to recognize the impermanence of all relationships, including those with family. Emotional attachment often stems from the fear of losing loved ones, but Stoicism teaches us to accept that everything in life is temporary. By embracing this reality, we can love our family members without clinging to them. This detachment frees us from the anxiety of potential loss, allowing us to enjoy the present moment without being consumed by fear or sorrow. Maintaining emotional detachment also fosters a greater sense of personal responsibility. Stoicism teaches that we are responsible for our own happiness, and relying on family to meet our emotional needs undermines this responsibility. By detaching emotionally, the elderly take ownership of their own emotional well-being, ensuring that their happiness is not dependent on the actions or approval of others. This self-reliance is crucial for maintaining peace and contentment in old age. Another important aspect of Stoic detachment is the ability to offer unconditional love. Emotional attachment often brings with it conditions, expectations that family members behave in certain ways or fulfill specific roles. Stoicism teaches that true love is free from these conditions. By detaching emotionally, the elderly can love their family members without expecting anything in return, allowing for relationships that are based on mutual respect and understanding rather than emotional dependency. Detaching emotionally from family also allows for greater objectivity. When we are emotionally attached, our judgment can become clouded by personal feelings, making it difficult to see situations clearly. Stoicism teaches that emotional detachment allows us to assess family dynamics with greater clarity, enabling us to respond with wisdom and composure rather than reacting impulsively. This objectivity fosters healthier and more balanced relationships. In old age, emotional attachment to family can also lead to a sense of obligation. Many elderly individuals feel pressured to conform to the expectations of their family, whether it's living arrangements, financial decisions, or lifestyle choices. Stoicism teaches that we should live according to our own values, not the expectations of others. By detaching emotionally, the elderly can make decisions that align with their own principles and desires, free from the weight of familial obligation. Emotional detachment also promotes resilience. Stoicism teaches that life is full of challenges, and emotional attachment can make us more vulnerable to emotional distress when family dynamics become difficult. Detachment strengthens emotional resilience, allowing the elderly to navigate family conflicts or disappointments without losing their sense of peace. This resilience is essential for maintaining emotional stability in the face of life's inevitable ups and downs. Stoicism also encourages detachment as a way to foster inner peace. Family relationships can be a source of great joy, but they can also bring emotional turmoil. By detaching from the emotional highs and lows of family life, the elderly can protect their inner calm, ensuring that their peace of mind remains undisturbed by external events. This inner peace is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy and is essential for a fulfilling life in old age. Detaching emotionally from family does not mean severing ties or withdrawing from relationships. Stoicism teaches that detachment is about maintaining emotional balance while still being present and engaged in the lives of loved ones. By practicing emotional detachment, the elderly can continue to participate in family life without becoming overwhelmed by the emotions and expectations that often accompany these relationships. Stoicism also teaches that emotional detachment allows for greater compassion. When we are emotionally attached, our love for family can become possessive or controlling. Detachment frees us from these tendencies, allowing us to love our family members with greater understanding and empathy. By maintaining a healthy emotional distance, the elderly can offer support and guidance without imposing their own desires or expectations onto their loved ones. Another reason Stoicism advocates for detachment is to prevent emotional burnout. Family relationships can be emotionally demanding, especially when dealing with conflicts, caregiving responsibilities, or differing values. Emotional attachment can lead to exhaustion as we invest too much of ourselves in the needs and emotions of others. Detachment allows the elderly to set healthy boundaries, ensuring that they can offer support without sacrificing their own well-being. Stoicism teaches that emotional detachment also fosters humility. When we are emotionally attached, we often believe that we know what is best for our family members, leading to attempts to control or influence their decisions. Detachment allows us to step back and recognize that each person is on their own path, and it is not our place to impose our will on others. This humility fosters greater respect for the autonomy of family members, allowing for more harmonious relationships. Emotional attachment to family can also lead to fear of loss, fear of conflict, or fear of disappointing others. Stoicism teaches that fear is one of the most destructive emotions, and detachment is the key to overcoming it. By letting go of emotional attachments, the elderly can free themselves from the fears that often accompany family relationships, allowing them to live with greater courage and confidence. Another important aspect of Stoic detachment is the ability to let go of control. Emotional attachment often stems from a desire to control the actions, behaviors, or outcomes of family members. Stoicism teaches that we cannot control the actions of others, only our own responses. Detachment allows the elderly to release this need for control, fostering a greater sense of acceptance and peace in their relationships. Detaching emotionally from family also encourages personal growth. Stoicism teaches that we should focus on our own development rather than becoming consumed by the actions or needs of others. Emotional attachment can distract us from our own growth as we become overly invested in the lives of our family members. Detachment frees us to focus on our own well-being, allowing for continued personal development even in old age. Stoicism also teaches that emotional detachment protects against disappointment. Family relationships are often fraught with unspoken expectations, and when these expectations are not met, it can lead to disappointment and resentment. By detaching emotionally, the elderly can let go of these expectations, allowing for more realistic and compassionate interactions with their family members. Emotional detachment also fosters greater self-awareness. When we are emotionally attached, we can lose sight of our own needs and desires as we become entangled in the emotions of others. Stoicism teaches that detachment allows for greater clarity and self-awareness, helping the elderly maintain a strong sense of self, even within the context of family relationships. This self-awareness is essential for maintaining autonomy and inner peace. Stoicism teaches that emotional attachment often leads to frustration when others don't behave as we expect. Family dynamics are complex, and it's natural for disagreements or misunderstandings to arise. By maintaining emotional detachment, the elderly can approach these conflicts with patience and understanding, avoiding the frustration that comes from trying to control or change the behavior of family members. Detaching emotionally from family also supports the Stoic practice of acceptance. Stoicism teaches that we must accept life as it is, including the imperfections of our loved ones. Emotional attachment often leads to a desire for family members to change or conform to our expectations, but detachment allows for greater acceptance of who they are. This acceptance fosters more harmonious relationships and reduces the emotional strain that often accompanies family life. Emotional detachment also aligns with the Stoic belief in living in accordance with nature. Family relationships are a natural part of life, but Stoicism teaches that we should not become overly attached to anything outside of our control, including the actions or emotions of our loved ones. By detaching emotionally, the elderly can maintain a balanced perspective on family relationships, recognizing their importance without becoming consumed by them. Stoicism teaches that emotional attachment can also lead to a loss of freedom. When we are emotionally attached to family, we often feel obligated to meet their expectations or conform to their desires. This can lead to a sense of being trapped or constrained by the needs of others. Emotional detachment frees the elderly from these constraints, allowing them to live according to their own values and desires rather than the expectations of their family. Maintaining emotional detachment from family also fosters a sense of inner strength. Stoicism teaches that true strength comes from within, and emotional attachment can weaken this strength by making us reliant on others for our sense of well-being. Detachment allows the elderly to cultivate their own inner resources, ensuring that their peace and happiness are not dependent on the actions or approval of their family members. Stoicism also teaches that emotional detachment fosters greater clarity in decision-making. When we are emotionally attached, our judgment can become clouded by personal feelings or desires. Detachment allows the elderly to make decisions with a clear mind, free from the influence of emotional attachment. This clarity is essential for making choices that align with their values and contribute to their overall well-being. Emotional detachment also supports the Stoic practice of gratitude. When we are emotionally attached, we often focus on what we lack or what we wish were different in our relationships. Detachment allows us to appreciate our family members as they are, fostering a sense of gratitude for their presence in our lives without becoming consumed by their actions or behavior. This gratitude fosters more positive and fulfilling relationships. Detaching emotionally from family also allows for greater emotional balance. Family relationships can be emotionally intense, with highs and lows that can be difficult to manage. Stoicism teaches that emotional balance is key to maintaining inner peace, and detachment allows the elderly to navigate the emotional ups and downs of family life with greater stability. This emotional balance is essential for preserving well-being in old age. Stoicism teaches that emotional detachment also fosters a sense of freedom. When we are emotionally attached, we often feel bound by the expectations or needs of our family members. Detachment frees us from these emotional ties, allowing us to live with greater autonomy and independence. This freedom is essential for living a life that is true to our values and desires, rather than being shaped by the emotions or actions of others. Detaching emotionally from family also promotes emotional resilience. Family relationships are often unpredictable, with conflicts or challenges arising unexpectedly. Stoicism teaches that resilience is key to maintaining inner peace, and detachment allows the elderly to remain emotionally strong in the face of family difficulties. This resilience ensures that they can navigate family dynamics without losing their sense of self or inner calm. Finally, Stoicism teaches that emotional detachment allows for a deeper connection with oneself. When we are overly attached to family, we can lose sight of our own needs, desires, and values. Detachment allows the elderly to reconnect with themselves, ensuring that their decisions and actions are guided by their own principles rather than the emotions or expectations of others. This connection with the self is essential for living a life of virtue and fulfillment in old age. Having explored the importance of emotional detachment from family, we now turn to the nuanced and complex topic of intergenerational living. While Stoicism teaches the value of independence, it also acknowledges that family connections can be important and meaningful. Balancing independence with the practicalities and emotional realities of living with younger generations brings unique challenges and opportunities. How can one maintain autonomy while embracing the dynamics of intergenerational living? This journey into Stoic philosophy will explore the delicate balance between family and independence, offering insights into how these two essential elements of life can coexist harmoniously. In the Stoic framework, intergenerational living is approached with a deep understanding of boundaries. The key to maintaining balance between family and independence lies in clearly defined personal boundaries that allow for mutual respect. Without boundaries, intergenerational relationships can blur the lines between help and control, leading to conflict or a loss of autonomy. Stoicism teaches that independence can be preserved even in shared living arrangements when boundaries are carefully articulated and honored by all parties. One of the fundamental principles in Stoicism is the idea of focusing on what you can control. In an intergenerational living situation, this means recognizing that you cannot control the actions or emotions of family members, but you can control how you respond to them. By practicing patience and emotional discipline, you can navigate the complexities of living with younger generations without losing your sense of peace or self-direction. This control over your own mindset is key to balancing family life with independence. Intergenerational living offers an opportunity for mutual support, but Stoicism teaches that this support must be given freely without creating dependencies. Both the elderly and younger generations should approach the relationship as one of mutual benefit, where each individual contributes to the well-being of the household without undermining the independence of others. The Stoic way of life encourages a spirit of cooperation where assistance is offered without strings attached, fostering a sense of shared responsibility rather than reliance. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of accepting others as they are, without trying to change them. In intergenerational living, this principle is essential for maintaining harmony. Family members may have different lifestyles, values, or habits, but Stoicism teaches that we must accept these differences without allowing them to disrupt our inner peace. By embracing acceptance, the elderly can live with family while preserving their own sense of identity and independence, without becoming entangled in the frustrations that often arise from trying to alter others' behavior. At the same time, Stoicism encourages us to practice flexibility in our relationships. While independence is important, Stoicism teaches that rigidly clinging to one's routines or preferences can lead to unnecessary conflict. In an intergenerational living environment, flexibility allows for compromise and cooperation, making it easier to live in harmony with family members while still maintaining a sense of autonomy. This adaptability is a key element in ensuring that independence does not lead to isolation within the household. Intergenerational living also provides a unique opportunity to practice Stoic virtues like patience, kindness, and tolerance. These virtues are essential for maintaining both independence and family harmony. Living with younger generations can be challenging, as there may be differences in values, lifestyles, or expectations. Stoicism teaches that by practicing these virtues, we can approach these challenges with understanding rather than frustration, creating a balanced environment where independence and family relationships thrive. Stoicism teaches that we should not be overly attached to external circumstances, including living arrangements. This principle applies to intergenerational living, where the key to maintaining independence lies in not becoming emotionally attached to the idea of how things should be. Instead, Stoicism encourages acceptance of the present moment, including the realities of living with family. By letting go of rigid expectations, the elderly can find peace in their living situation without feeling that their independence is being compromised by the presence of family. In an intergenerational household, Stoicism emphasizes the importance of communication. Clear, honest, and respectful communication helps prevent misunderstandings and conflicts that can arise from differing expectations. By openly discussing boundaries, responsibilities, and personal needs, the elderly can ensure that their independence is respected while fostering an environment of mutual respect within the family. This transparency allows for a balance between family connection and personal autonomy. While Stoicism values independence, it also acknowledges that living in harmony with others requires a certain level of compromise. In intergenerational living, Compromise does not mean giving up one's autonomy, but rather finding ways to coexist that respect the needs and preferences of all family members. Stoicism teaches that these compromises should be approached with a sense of generosity and understanding, ensuring that both the elderly and younger generations feel supported without sacrificing their independence. Intergenerational living can also provide opportunities for the elderly to impart wisdom and guidance to younger family members. Stoicism teaches that wisdom is one of the highest virtues, and sharing life lessons with younger generations can be deeply fulfilling. However, Stoicism also teaches that this guidance should be offered without attachment to how it is received. By sharing wisdom without the expectation of control or influence, the elderly can maintain their independence while enriching the lives of those around them. Living with younger generations may also present challenges to personal space and solitude. Stoicism teaches that solitude is important for reflection and self-awareness, but in an intergenerational setting, solitude may be harder to find. The key to maintaining independence in this situation is to carve out time and space for personal reflection, even within the context of a busy household. By prioritizing moments of solitude, the elderly can maintain their connection to Stoic practices while still participating in family life. Another Stoic principle that applies to intergenerational living is the idea of emotional detachment. Stoicism teaches that we should not allow our emotions to be dictated by external circumstances, including family dynamics. In an intergenerational household, it's easy to become emotionally reactive to the actions or words of others, but Stoicism encourages emotional detachment as a way to preserve inner peace. By remaining emotionally balanced, the elderly can maintain their independence while navigating the complexities of family life. Intergenerational living also allows for the practice of gratitude, another important Stoic value. While maintaining independence is crucial, it's also important to appreciate the benefits that come with living with family, such as companionship, support, and shared experiences. By practicing gratitude for these moments, the elderly can find joy in their living situation without feeling that their independence is being compromised. This gratitude fosters a positive atmosphere within the household, contributing to a more harmonious coexistence. Stoicism teaches that we should live in accordance with nature, and this principle can be applied to intergenerational living. Family relationships are a natural part of life, and Stoicism encourages us to embrace them without allowing them to disrupt our sense of self. By accepting the natural flow of family dynamics while maintaining personal boundaries, the elderly can find a balance between family connection and independence that aligns with the Stoic ideal of living in harmony with the world around us. Living with younger generations can also provide opportunities for the elderly to practice Stoic resilience. Family life is often unpredictable, with conflicts, changes, and challenges arising unexpectedly. Stoicism teaches that resilience is essential for maintaining peace in the face of these challenges. By cultivating resilience, the elderly can navigate the ups and downs of intergenerational living without losing their sense of independence or inner calm. Intergenerational living also requires a deep understanding of the Stoic principle of self-control. In a shared household, emotions can run high, and it's easy to become frustrated or upset by the actions of others. Stoicism teaches that self-control is key to maintaining inner peace and autonomy. By practicing self-control, the elderly can respond to family dynamics with calmness and composure, ensuring that their independence is not compromised by emotional reactivity. Another aspect of Stoicism that is relevant to intergenerational living is the practice of non-attachment to outcomes. Family dynamics are often unpredictable, and it's impossible to control how others will behave or react. Stoicism teaches that we should focus on our own actions and responses, rather than becoming attached to specific outcomes. By letting go of the need for control over family dynamics, the elderly can maintain their independence while coexisting peacefully with younger generations. Stoicism also encourages a focus on the present moment, which is particularly important in intergenerational living. Family life can be filled with distractions and demands, making it easy to become overwhelmed. Stoicism teaches that by staying grounded in the present, the elderly can maintain their sense of inner peace and autonomy even in a busy household. This focus on the present allows for a more mindful approach to family life, where independence and connection are balanced. Intergenerational living also provides opportunities for the elderly to practice Stoic generosity. Stoicism teaches that we should be generous with our time, wisdom, and resources, but this generosity must be offered freely without expectation of return. In an intergenerational household, the elderly can offer support to younger family members without becoming emotionally attached to how that support is received. This generosity fosters a sense of connection without undermining personal autonomy. In a Stoic approach to intergenerational living, it's also important to practice humility. Stoicism teaches that we should not place ourselves above others, and this is particularly important in family relationships. While the elderly may have more life experience, Stoicism encourages them to approach family interactions with humility, recognizing that everyone is on their own path. This humility fosters more respectful and balanced relationships, where independence is maintained without creating divisions. Another Stoic principle that applies to intergenerational living is the idea of accepting imperfection. Family life is rarely perfect, and Stoicism teaches that we should not strive for perfection, but rather accept the flaws and challenges that come with living with others. By embracing this imperfection, the elderly can maintain their sense of independence without becoming frustrated or disillusioned by the realities of family dynamics. Intergenerational living also provides opportunities for the elderly to practice Stoic courage. It takes courage to maintain independence while living with family, especially when faced with pressure to conform to the needs or expectations of others. Stoicism teaches that true courage comes from living according to one's values, even in the face of opposition. By practicing this courage, the elderly can assert their independence while still being an active and supportive member of the household. Stoicism also encourages a focus on simplicity, which can be applied to intergenerational living. Family life can sometimes become complicated by conflicting needs, schedules, and expectations. By embracing simplicity, the elderly can create a living environment that prioritizes peace and clarity over complexity. This simplicity fosters a greater sense of independence, as it allows the elderly to focus on what truly matters without becoming overwhelmed by the distractions of family life. Intergenerational living also provides an opportunity for the elderly to practice Stoic reflection. Stoicism teaches that regular self-reflection is essential for personal growth and maintaining inner peace. In a shared household, reflection allows the elderly to assess their relationships and living situation, ensuring that their independence is being respected while also fostering healthy family dynamics. This reflective practice helps maintain balance between family connection and personal autonomy. Stoicism teaches that independence should not lead to isolation, and intergenerational living offers a way to stay connected while maintaining autonomy. The key is to find the right balance between personal space and shared experiences, ensuring that family life enhances rather than diminishes one's independence. By engaging with family in a way that respects personal boundaries, the elderly can enjoy the benefits of connection without feeling overwhelmed or controlled by family dynamics. Intergenerational living also fosters a sense of purpose, which is a core Stoic value. Stoicism teaches that living with purpose is essential for well-being, and in an intergenerational household, the elderly can find purpose through contributing to the family in meaningful ways. Whether it's offering wisdom, providing support, or simply being a presence of stability, this sense of purpose allows the elderly to maintain their independence while still playing an active role in family life. Another Stoic principle that applies to intergenerational living is the practice of non-judgment. Family dynamics often come with differences in values, lifestyles, or decisions. Stoicism teaches that we should not judge others for their choices, but rather accept them as part of the natural diversity of life. By practicing non-judgment, the elderly can maintain their independence without becoming entangled in family conflicts or disagreements. Stoicism also teaches the importance of protecting one's inner peace, even in the midst of family life. Intergenerational living can bring challenges to inner peace, especially when there are conflicting needs or expectations within the household. By focusing on inner calm and practicing Stoic techniques like meditation and reflection, the elderly can maintain their peace of mind while still engaging with family life. This inner peace is the foundation of independence, allowing the elderly to navigate family dynamics with grace and composure. In intergenerational living, Stoicism also encourages the practice of respect. Mutual respect is essential for maintaining both independence and harmony in a shared household. By respecting the autonomy of younger family members and expecting the same respect in return, the elderly can create a living environment where independence is valued and preserved. This respect fosters healthier relationships and ensures that personal boundaries are honored by all. Stoicism teaches that independence is not about isolation, but about maintaining personal integrity. In intergenerational living, the key to preserving independence is to stay true to one's values and principles, even in the context of family life. By living according to Stoic virtues like courage, wisdom, and patience, the elderly can navigate the challenges of intergenerational living while maintaining a strong sense of personal integrity and autonomy. Finally, Stoicism encourages us to embrace change, and intergenerational living is often marked by constant change, whether in family dynamics, personal roles, or household structures. By accepting these changes with grace and adaptability, the elderly can maintain their independence without resisting the natural evolution of family life. This adaptability ensures that independence and family connection can coexist, creating a life of balance, purpose, and peace. Having explored the balance between family and independence in intergenerational living, we now turn to the heart of Stoic wisdom, finding peace and stability in whatever living situation you may find yourself. Whether living alone, with family, or in a community setting, Stoicism offers a timeless guide to cultivating inner peace, regardless of external circumstances. It's not about changing where you live, but about transforming how you live within that space, embracing serenity and contentment no matter the challenges around you. Let's journey deeper into the Stoic practices that help create a stable and peaceful living environment where the mind remains calm and grounded in any situation. At the core of Stoicism is the idea that peace comes from within, not from external surroundings. Your living situation, no matter how challenging or uncertain, does not have the power to disturb your inner calm unless you allow it to. By practicing Stoic detachment, you can separate your internal state from external events, recognizing that true peace is something you cultivate inside yourself. This internal stability is the foundation for thriving in any environment, free from the anxiety or stress that might come from external factors. One of the key Stoic practices for finding peace in your living situation is the daily exercise of reflection. Taking time each day to reflect on your thoughts, emotions, and reactions helps create a sense of clarity and understanding. Whether your living situation is quiet or chaotic, reflection allows you to center yourself and assess your responses to the world around you. This self-awareness is essential for maintaining inner peace, as it keeps you focused on what you can control, your own mind and behavior, rather than becoming overwhelmed by external conditions. Stoicism also teaches the power of acceptance. In any living situation, there are bound to be aspects that are beyond your control, whether it's the noise of neighbors, the actions of family members, or the limitations of your physical space. Acceptance is the key to finding peace. By embracing the Stoic idea of amor fati, love of fate, you learn to welcome your circumstances rather than resist them. This acceptance doesn't mean resignation, but rather a peaceful acknowledgement that life unfolds as it must, and your peace lies in how you respond to it. Another Stoic practice that fosters peace is simplicity. Simplifying your living space and daily routines can create an environment that supports calm and clarity. Stoicism encourages us to focus on what is essential, letting go of unnecessary distractions or clutter that can create mental or emotional stress. By embracing simplicity, you create a space that reflects inner order and tranquility, allowing you to move through life with greater ease and peace. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of routine in creating stability. Establishing consistent daily practices, whether it's through exercise, meditation, or reflection, helps ground you in a sense of rhythm and purpose. These routines provide structure to your day, offering a sense of stability even when external circumstances may be unpredictable or challenging. By building these habits, you create a foundation of peace that supports you through any living situation. Gratitude is another Stoic practice that transforms your perspective on your living environment. By focusing on what you are grateful for rather than what you lack, you shift your mindset from dissatisfaction to contentment. Even in a difficult or less than ideal living situation, practicing gratitude for the small comforts or blessings around you fosters a deep sense of peace. This gratitude reminds you that peace is not about having everything you want, but about appreciating what you already have. Stoicism also teaches that peace comes from living in accordance with nature. This means accepting the natural rhythms and changes of life, including changes in your living situation. Whether you are transitioning to a new home, adjusting to living with others, or facing physical limitations in old age, embracing the flow of life allows you to find peace in any circumstance. By aligning yourself with nature's course, you let go of resistance and find stability in the knowledge that change is a part of life. In any living situation, it's important to practice Stoic detachment from material possessions. Stoicism teaches that true peace is not found in wealth or belongings, but in freedom from attachment to these things. By focusing on what truly matters, your character, virtues, and inner peace, you reduce the stress and anxiety that often come from material concerns. This detachment fosters a sense of stability as you realize that your well-being is not dependent on external possessions or circumstances. Stoic mindfulness also plays a crucial role in creating peace within your living space. By staying fully present in the moment, you avoid being consumed by worries about the past or future. Whether you are engaging in simple tasks or reflecting quietly, mindfulness helps you appreciate the present for what it is, free from distractions or anxieties. This practice fosters a sense of calm and stability, allowing you to engage with your living environment in a way that supports inner peace. Another important aspect of finding peace in your living situation is practicing kindness and compassion, both toward yourself and others. Stoicism teaches that treating others with kindness, even in difficult or frustrating living conditions, creates harmony and fosters emotional stability. By approaching your living situation with a spirit of generosity and understanding, you diffuse tension and create an environment where peace can flourish. This kindness, when extended to yourself, also helps you remain patient and gentle, fostering a peaceful mindset. Stoicism also encourages us to embrace solitude as a source of peace. Even in a shared living space, finding moments of solitude for reflection, meditation, or simply quiet contemplation is essential for maintaining inner calm. Solitude allows you to reconnect with your inner self, away from the distractions or demands of others. By valuing these moments of solitude, you create a space within yourself that is untouched by the chaos of external life, providing a steady foundation of peace. In any living situation, Stoicism teaches the importance of flexibility. Life is constantly changing, and our environments are no exception. By cultivating a flexible mindset, you can adapt to these changes without losing your sense of stability. Whether it's a change in living arrangements, health, or circumstances, flexibility allows you to flow with life's currents rather than resisting them. This adaptability fosters peace, as you remain anchored in your inner calm while navigating external shifts. Another Stoic practice that helps create peace and stability is the cultivation of equanimity. Stoicism teaches that we should remain calm and composed in the face of both success and failure, joy and sorrow. In your living situation, this means not allowing external events to disturb your inner balance. By practicing equanimity, you develop the ability to remain steady and peaceful, even when confronted with challenges or disruptions in your environment. Stoicism also encourages us to focus on our purpose. In any living situation, finding peace is easier when you have a sense of direction and meaning. By identifying your purpose and aligning your daily actions with it, you create a sense of stability that transcends external circumstances. This purpose-driven life fosters a deeper peace, as you remain focused on what truly matters, rather than being swayed by the temporary ups and downs of your living environment. In addition, Stoicism teaches the value of emotional regulation. In any living situation, emotions can easily become heightened, whether due to stress, conflict, or uncertainty. Stoicism encourages us to regulate our emotions by practicing self-awareness and mindfulness. By observing your emotional responses and learning to manage them effectively, you maintain a sense of inner peace, even in difficult or unpredictable living conditions. This emotional regulation is key to creating a stable and peaceful mindset. Stoicism also teaches the importance of resilience in finding peace. No matter what your living situation is, there will inevitably be challenges and difficulties. Stoicism encourages you to build resilience by viewing these challenges as opportunities for growth and strength. By embracing adversity rather than fearing it, you cultivate a mindset that is capable of remaining peaceful and stable even in the face of external disruptions. This resilience is essential for maintaining peace over the long term. Another key Stoic practice for finding peace in your living situation is focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you cannot. This principle is central to Stoic philosophy and helps you avoid unnecessary stress or frustration. By accepting that there are many aspects of your living situation that are beyond your control, such as other people's actions or external circumstances, you free yourself from the anxiety of trying to change what cannot be changed. This acceptance fosters a deep sense of peace and stability. In your living situation, Stoicism also encourages you to cultivate patience. Whether you are waiting for changes to unfold, dealing with difficult conditions, or simply navigating daily life, patience allows you to remain calm and composed. Stoicism teaches that patience is a virtue that helps you endure discomfort without losing your sense of peace. By practicing patience in your living environment, you create a sense of stability that allows you to weather life's inevitable challenges. Another important Stoic practice for creating peace is setting clear intentions. In any living situation, it's easy to feel overwhelmed or distracted by the demands of daily life. By setting clear intentions each day, whether related to personal growth, health, or relationships, you maintain a sense of focus and direction. These intentions serve as a guide, helping you navigate your living environment with purpose and clarity. This focus fosters peace as you remain grounded in your values and goals. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of self-discipline in maintaining peace. In any living situation, it can be tempting to fall into habits that disrupt your sense of calm, whether it's overindulgence, procrastination, or distraction. Stoicism teaches that self-discipline is key to maintaining a peaceful and stable life. By practicing moderation and self-control, you create an environment that supports your well-being and peace of mind, free from the chaos of impulsive behavior. In your living situation, Stoicism also encourages you to practice forgiveness. Whether you are dealing with family members, neighbors, or yourself, holding on to grudges or resentment disrupts your peace. Stoicism teaches that forgiveness frees you from the emotional burden of anger or bitterness, allowing you to maintain a calm and stable mindset. By practicing forgiveness, you release the negativity that can cloud your mind, creating a more peaceful living environment. Another Stoic practice for finding peace is focusing on your virtues. Stoicism teaches that living according to your highest virtues, such as wisdom, courage, and kindness, creates a life of fulfillment and peace. In any living situation, by striving to embody these virtues in your daily actions, you create a sense of stability and purpose that transcends external circumstances. This virtuous living fosters a deep and lasting peace as you align your life with what truly matters. Stoicism also teaches the value of contentment in finding peace. In any living situation, it's easy to become focused on what is lacking or what could be better. However, Stoicism encourages you to practice contentment with what you have. By recognizing that true peace comes from within rather than from external conditions, you cultivate a mindset of satisfaction and fulfillment. This contentment allows you to find peace in any environment, free from the desire for more or better circumstances. In any living situation, it's also important to practice Stoic self-compassion. Stoicism teaches that while we strive for self-discipline and virtue, we must also be kind and forgiving toward ourselves when we fall short. In a living environment that may present challenges, practicing self-compassion helps you maintain your peace of mind, even when things don't go as planned. By treating yourself with gentleness and understanding, you create a more peaceful and stable internal environment. Another important Stoic practice for finding peace is focusing on the present moment. Stoicism teaches that the present is the only moment we truly have, and by fully engaging with it, we find peace and stability. In any living situation, focusing on the present allows you to let go of worries about the future or regrets about the past. This presence fosters a deep sense of peace as you engage with life as it is, rather than as you wish it to be. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of finding joy in simple pleasures. In any living situation, there are small moments of beauty, comfort, or connection that can bring peace and happiness. Whether it's enjoying a quiet moment of reflection, a cup of tea, or a conversation with a loved one, Stoicism teaches that these simple pleasures are the foundation of a peaceful life. By appreciating these moments, you create a mindset of contentment and peace, regardless of external circumstances. In your living situation, Stoicism also encourages you to practice resilience through adaptability. Life is full of changes, and Stoicism teaches that peace comes from being able to adapt to these changes without losing your sense of stability. Whether it's adjusting to new living conditions, health challenges, or relationships, adaptability allows you to maintain your peace of mind, even in the face of uncertainty. This adaptability fosters a deep sense of resilience, allowing you to thrive in any environment. Stoicism also teaches that peace comes from understanding your own values and living in alignment with them. In any living situation, it's easy to be swayed by external pressures or expectations. However, by staying true to your values and principles, you create a sense of inner stability that is unshaken by external circumstances. This alignment with your values fosters a deep and lasting peace as you live authentically and with purpose. Another important Stoic practice for finding peace is letting go of control. In any living situation, there are many things that are beyond your control, whether it's the actions of others, external events, or health conditions. Stoicism teaches that peace comes from letting go of the need to control these external factors and focusing instead on what you can control: your own thoughts, actions, and responses. This shift in focus fosters a sense of peace and stability as you release the anxiety that comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. In your living situation, Stoicism also encourages you to practice acceptance of impermanence. Life is constantly changing, and your living conditions will change over time as well. By accepting the impermanence of all things, you cultivate a mindset of peace, knowing that nothing is permanent and that you can adapt to whatever comes your way. This acceptance fosters a deep sense of stability as you remain grounded in the present, free from the fear of change or loss. Finally, Stoicism teaches that peace comes from focusing on the greater good. In any living situation, it's easy to become focused on personal concerns or challenges. However, by shifting your focus to how you can contribute to the well-being of others, whether it's through kindness, service, or support, you create a sense of purpose that transcends personal difficulties. This focus on the greater good fosters a deep sense of peace and fulfillment as you live in alignment with Stoic values of virtue and contribution. As we close our reflection on finding peace and stability in your living environment, it becomes clear that the foundation of inner tranquility is deeply connected to living authentically. Now, we delve into the profound Stoic principle of living for yourself, particularly in old age. This is not about selfishness, but about aligning your life with your deepest values, living deliberately, and embracing who you truly are, free from the external pressures and expectations that can weigh heavily in the later years of life. How can you honor your personal journey while navigating the complexities of aging? Let's explore this transformative path with the guidance of Stoic wisdom. Living for yourself in old age begins with understanding that your time and energy are finite. Stoicism reminds us that life is short, and in our later years, every moment becomes even more precious. The choices you make should reflect your true desires and purpose, not the expectations others may impose on you. By living authentically and focusing on what truly matters to you, you ensure that the remaining years are lived with intention and clarity, free from the weight of obligation to anyone but yourself. Stoicism encourages you to embrace autonomy, especially as you grow older. Living for yourself means taking control of your life decisions, whether they relate to your health, relationships, or daily routines. Stoicism teaches that true freedom comes from within, and as you age, this freedom becomes more about making decisions that align with your values rather than seeking approval or avoiding conflict. Living authentically allows you to honor the life you've built, and to continue shaping it according to your deepest principles. Living for yourself also means letting go of the need for external validation. In old age, societal pressures can still linger, whether they concern how you should spend your time, interact with family, or even what kind of lifestyle you should lead. Stoicism teaches that true contentment comes from within, not from the opinions or judgments of others. By focusing on your own inner compass, you free yourself from the need for approval, ensuring that the life you live is truly your own. In the later stages of life, it is easy to become preoccupied with the expectations of family or society. Stoic wisdom, however, teaches that you must prioritize living in alignment with your own values and desires. This isn't about abandoning responsibilities, but rather about recognizing that your happiness and fulfillment should not be sacrificed for the sake of others' expectations. Living for yourself means being true to who you are and what you want, even in the face of external pressure. Another key element of living for yourself is learning to set boundaries. As you age, it becomes even more important to protect your time and energy from being consumed by others' demands. Stoicism teaches that maintaining clear boundaries allows you to live authentically, ensuring that your time is spent on activities and relationships that align with your values. By setting boundaries, you create the space to pursue what truly brings you peace and fulfillment, rather than constantly responding to the needs or desires of others. Stoicism also teaches the importance of self-reflection in living for yourself. Regular self-reflection allows you to examine your life, your choices, and your relationships with clarity. In old age, this practice becomes even more vital as it helps you stay connected to your own needs and desires. By taking time to reflect on your inner state and ensuring that your actions align with your values, you maintain a strong sense of self, free from the distractions of external expectations. Living for yourself means embracing the present moment, another key Stoic principle. In old age, it's easy to get caught up in thoughts of the past or anxieties about the future, but Stoicism teaches that true peace is found in the present. By focusing on the here and now, you free yourself from regret or worry and instead live fully in each moment. This allows you to savor the richness of life as it is, rather than being distracted by what has been or what might be. Stoicism also encourages resilience, which is essential in living for yourself in old age. Aging brings its own set of challenges, whether physical, emotional, or social. But by focusing on living authentically, you cultivate resilience, knowing that your worth is not determined by external circumstances. This resilience allows you to navigate the difficulties of aging with grace and strength, ensuring that you continue to live in a way that honors your true self, regardless of the challenges you face. Living for yourself also means embracing your personal freedom. In old age, the freedom to choose how you spend your time and with whom you surround yourself becomes increasingly important. Stoicism teaches that personal freedom is the foundation of a life lived well. By taking ownership of your choices and prioritizing your well-being, you ensure that your later years are spent in alignment with your own values, free from the pressures of societal or familial expectations. One of the most liberating aspects of living for yourself is letting go of the past. In old age, it's easy to dwell on past mistakes or missed opportunities, but Stoicism teaches that dwelling on the past serves no purpose. By focusing on the present and living authentically, you free yourself from the weight of the past, allowing you to live with greater peace and fulfillment. This forward-focused mindset ensures that the years ahead are filled with purpose and clarity, unburdened by regrets. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of living according to your own virtues. In old age, it becomes even more important to define your life by your own values rather than by the expectations of others. Living for yourself means staying true to your principles, whether they relate to honesty, kindness, wisdom, or courage. By living according to these virtues, you ensure that your life is a reflection of who you truly are, rather than who others want you to be. In old age, living for yourself also means embracing the Stoic concept of simplicity. As we age, the need for material possessions or external achievements diminishes, and what becomes more important is the quality of our inner life. By focusing on what truly matters, relationships, personal growth, and inner peace, you create a life that is simple yet profoundly fulfilling. Stoicism teaches that by letting go of the unnecessary, you make space for what is truly important, ensuring that your later years are lived with purpose and clarity. Living for yourself also involves letting go of the need to please others. Throughout life, many people spend their time and energy trying to meet the expectations of family, friends, or society. In old age, however, Stoicism teaches that it's time to let go of this burden. By living authentically and prioritizing your own values and desires, you free yourself from the exhausting pursuit of others' approval, allowing you to focus on what truly brings you happiness and fulfillment. Stoicism encourages you to live with intention, and this is especially important in old age. Living for yourself means being deliberate about how you spend your time, energy, and attention. Rather than drifting through life or reacting to external pressures, you take control of your choices, ensuring that each day is lived with purpose. This intentionality allows you to make the most of your time, creating a life that reflects your true self and aligns with your deepest values. Another aspect of living for yourself in old age is recognizing that it's never too late to pursue your passions. Stoicism teaches that as long as you are alive, you have the opportunity to grow, learn, and explore. Living for yourself means embracing your passions and interests, whether they are lifelong pursuits or new discoveries. By focusing on what excites and fulfills you, you ensure that your later years are vibrant and meaningful, filled with the joy of pursuing what matters most to you. Living for yourself also means embracing the freedom to say no. As you age, it becomes even more important to protect your time and energy from activities or commitments that don't align with your values. Stoicism teaches that saying no is a powerful act of self-care, allowing you to prioritize what truly matters to you. By setting clear boundaries and learning to say no when necessary, you create space for what brings you joy and fulfillment, rather than being pulled in directions that don't serve your well-being. Another key element of living for yourself is practicing self-compassion. Stoicism teaches that while we should strive for self-discipline and growth, we must also be kind and forgiving toward ourselves. In old age, it's easy to become critical of past mistakes or perceived shortcomings, but living authentically means embracing self-compassion. By treating yourself with gentleness and understanding, you create a life that is both fulfilling and peaceful, free from the harsh judgment of self-criticism. Living for yourself also means embracing your own pace. Stoicism teaches that life is not a race, and in old age, it becomes even more important to honor your own rhythm. Whether it's in your daily routines, your relationships, or your personal growth, living authentically means moving at a pace that feels right for you, rather than trying to keep up with the expectations of others. This mindful approach to time allows you to savor life's moments and live in a way that aligns with your true self. In old age, living for yourself also means being open to change. Stoicism teaches that life is constantly evolving, and embracing change is essential for living authentically. Whether it's adjusting to new living arrangements, health changes, or shifts in relationships, Living for yourself means remaining flexible and open to the possibilities that life presents. This openness to change allows you to continue growing and thriving even in the later years of life. Another important aspect of living for yourself is focusing on inner peace. Stoicism teaches that true peace comes from within, not from external circumstances. In old age, living authentically means prioritizing your inner well-being, whether through meditation, reflection, or simply creating moments of quiet in your day. By focusing on your inner peace, you ensure that your life remains calm and centered, even in the face of external challenges or uncertainties. Living for yourself also means embracing solitude. While connections with others are important, Stoicism teaches that solitude is essential for self-reflection and personal growth. In old age, living authentically means finding time for yourself, away from the distractions of daily life. This solitude allows you to reconnect with your inner self, ensuring that your life decisions are guided by your own values and desires, rather than the influence of others. Stoicism also teaches that living for yourself means focusing on your personal growth. In old age, it's easy to feel that personal growth is no longer possible, but Stoicism reminds us that growth is a lifelong process. By continuing to challenge yourself, learn new things, and reflect on your experiences, you ensure that your life remains vibrant and meaningful. This focus on growth allows you to live authentically, embracing the opportunities for learning and self-discovery that each day brings. Living for yourself also involves embracing your own identity. Throughout life, we often take on roles or identities based on the expectations of others. But in old age, Stoicism teaches that it's time to fully embrace who you are. Living authentically means shedding the labels or roles that no longer serve you and embracing your true self. This self-acceptance allows you to live with greater peace and fulfillment, knowing that you are living a life that is true to who you are. Another key element of living for yourself is focusing on your own happiness. Stoicism teaches that happiness comes from within, and in old age, living authentically means prioritizing your own well-being and joy. By focusing on what makes you happy, whether it's spending time in nature, pursuing a hobby, or simply enjoying quiet moments of reflection, you ensure that your life is filled with contentment and peace. This focus on happiness allows you to live with greater fulfillment, knowing that your life is guided by what truly brings you joy. Living for yourself also means embracing your strengths. Stoicism teaches that we all have unique strengths and abilities, and in old age, it's important to recognize and celebrate these qualities. Whether it's wisdom, resilience, or kindness, living authentically means using your strengths to create a life that reflects your true self. By focusing on your strengths, you ensure that your life is filled with purpose and meaning, even as you navigate the challenges of aging. In old age, living for yourself also means letting go of fear. Stoicism teaches that fear is one of the greatest obstacles to living authentically. Whether it's fear of change, fear of loss, or fear of the unknown, living for yourself means embracing courage and facing life's challenges with strength. By letting go of fear, you free yourself to live fully and authentically, guided by your own values and desires rather than the limitations of fear. Finally, living for yourself means embracing the Stoic principle of accepting life as it is. Stoicism teaches that true peace comes from accepting the world as it is, rather than trying to change or control it. In old age, living authentically means embracing this acceptance, knowing that your life is a reflection of your choices and values. This acceptance fosters a deep sense of peace and fulfillment, allowing you to live with grace and contentment in the later years of life. As we leave behind the discussion of living authentically for oneself, We turn now to a related and equally important concept: how to simplify life through Stoic minimalism, particularly in the later years. This journey is about more than just clearing physical clutter. It's about freeing the mind and spirit from unnecessary burdens. In old age, simplifying living arrangements can bring a deep sense of peace, ease, and clarity. How can Stoicism guide the elderly in creating a more manageable, harmonious space that reflects their inner calm and wisdom? Let's explore how the philosophy of minimalism can transform both living environments and mindsets in profound ways. Stoic minimalism begins with the principle that less is often more. As the years go by, the accumulation of material possessions can weigh heavily, both physically and mentally. Stoicism teaches that true fulfillment comes not from things, but from inner peace. Simplifying living arrangements by letting go of unnecessary possessions helps reduce mental clutter, allowing the elderly to focus on what truly matters: relationships, self-reflection, and personal growth. This reduction in physical possessions translates directly to a clearer, calmer mind. One of the most powerful aspects of Stoic minimalism is its emphasis on intentionality. Living in a simplified environment doesn't just happen by chance. It requires deliberate choices about what to keep and what to release. Stoicism encourages the elderly to reflect on their belongings and ask themselves what serves their well-being and what does not. By surrounding themselves only with objects that hold meaning or serve a functional purpose, they create a living space that feels intentional and peaceful, rather than cluttered and overwhelming. The practice of Stoic minimalism also encourages detachment from material things. In old age, it's easy to feel a sentimental attachment to objects that represent memories or past experiences. While it's natural to cherish meaningful items, Stoicism teaches that we should avoid letting material possessions anchor us in the past. By practicing detachment, the elderly can let go of items that no longer serve them, focusing instead on the present and the freedom that comes with a simpler, lighter environment. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of personal freedom, and minimalism is a direct path to greater freedom in old age. Clutter, both physical and emotional, creates a sense of confinement. By simplifying their living arrangements, the elderly can experience a newfound sense of freedom, unburdened by the weight of unnecessary possessions. This freedom allows for greater mobility, flexibility, and ease in daily life, fostering a deeper sense of peace and contentment. Another key element of Stoic minimalism is the practice of mindfulness. When the elderly take the time to thoughtfully curate their living spaces, they create an environment that supports mindfulness and presence. Without the distraction of excess possessions, the mind can focus more fully on the present moment. This mindfulness fosters a deeper connection to life as it is, free from the noise and chaos that often accompany a cluttered space. Simplifying the environment allows for greater mental clarity and emotional balance. Stoic minimalism also encourages the elderly to reflect on their true needs. Often, possessions accumulate over the years as a result of societal pressures or the desire to maintain a certain image. But Stoicism teaches that true contentment comes from within, not from external validation. By focusing on what they genuinely need, rather than what they have been conditioned to believe they need, the elderly can strip away the excess and create a living space that is not only simpler, but also more aligned with their values. In old age, maintaining a cluttered living space can become physically challenging as well. Stoic minimalism provides a practical solution by making the home more manageable. With fewer possessions to clean, organize, or move around, the elderly can spend less time and energy on upkeep and more time on activities that bring joy and fulfillment. This shift towards simplicity can ease the burdens of daily life, making it easier to navigate the physical challenges that often come with aging. Stoicism also teaches that simplifying one's environment helps clarify the mind. A cluttered space often mirrors a cluttered mind, full of distractions and unnecessary worries. By embracing minimalism, the elderly can create an external environment that supports mental clarity. With fewer distractions, they can focus on what truly matters, whether that's personal reflection, creative pursuits, or spending quality time with loved ones. The simplicity of the living space translates into a more focused and peaceful mind. Living minimally also fosters a deeper sense of gratitude. When the elderly strip away the excess, they are left with only the items that truly serve them or bring joy. This makes it easier to appreciate what they have, rather than constantly striving for more. Stoicism teaches that gratitude is a key to happiness, and by embracing minimalism, the elderly can cultivate a greater sense of contentment with their lives as they are, rather than feeling burdened by the desire for more material things. Minimalism, as guided by Stoic principles, also encourages reflection on the impermanence of life. In old age, it becomes even more apparent that material possessions are fleeting and that true peace comes from within. By simplifying their living arrangements, the elderly are reminded of what truly endures: wisdom, relationships, and personal growth. This reflection on impermanence encourages them to let go of attachments to things that no longer serve them, allowing for a life that is more focused on inner fulfillment. Another benefit of Stoic minimalism is the sense of control it brings. In old age, many aspects of life, such as health or external circumstances, can feel out of one's control. However, the act of simplifying one's living space is something the elderly can fully control. By choosing what to keep and what to release, they regain a sense of agency over their environment, which can foster a feeling of empowerment and autonomy, even in the face of life's uncertainties. Minimalism also promotes a sense of calm and serenity. When living spaces are free from excess, they become places of rest and reflection. Stoicism teaches that peace comes from a calm and disciplined mind, and creating a minimalist living environment supports this state of mind. Without the distractions of clutter, the elderly can experience a deeper sense of tranquility in their daily lives, allowing for more peaceful and restorative moments of quiet and contemplation. Another important aspect of Stoic minimalism is the emphasis on quality over quantity. In old age, it's common to have accumulated a large number of possessions, but Stoicism encourages a focus on the value of each item rather than its sheer number. By choosing to keep only high-quality, meaningful items, the elderly can create a space that feels rich and intentional rather than cluttered or overwhelming. This focus on quality fosters a deeper appreciation for the few possessions that truly enhance their lives. Stoicism also encourages the elderly to reflect on the purpose of their possessions. Minimalism asks the question, does this item serve me, or am I serving it? In other words, are your belongings adding to your life, or are they simply taking up space and energy? By examining their possessions through this lens, the elderly can make thoughtful decisions about what to keep and what to let go of, ensuring that their living space is filled only with items that contribute to their well-being. Minimalism also fosters a greater connection to nature. Stoicism teaches that living in accordance with nature is key to a peaceful life, and by simplifying their living arrangements, the elderly can create space to connect more deeply with the natural world. Whether through creating a small garden, spending more time outdoors, or simply allowing natural light to fill the home, minimalism helps create an environment where the beauty and serenity of nature can be fully appreciated. Another benefit of Stoic minimalism is its ability to reduce stress. A cluttered space often leads to feelings of overwhelm or anxiety, as there is always something that needs to be cleaned, organized, or managed. By embracing minimalism, the elderly can eliminate these stresses and create a space that feels calm and organized. This reduction in external stresses allows for a greater sense of internal peace, as the mind is no longer preoccupied with the constant demands of a cluttered environment. Stoicism also teaches that minimalism encourages freedom from societal expectations. Throughout life, many people accumulate possessions in an effort to keep up with societal standards or to project a certain image. In old age, however, Stoicism reminds us that true fulfillment comes from within, not from external validation. By letting go of unnecessary possessions, the elderly free themselves from the pressures of conformity, allowing them to live more authentically and in alignment with their own values. Another important aspect of Stoic minimalism is the practice of generosity. When the elderly choose to let go of possessions that no longer serve them, they have the opportunity to pass those items on to others who may benefit from them. This act of giving aligns with the Stoic principle of contributing to the greater good, and it fosters a sense of connection and purpose. By sharing their excess with others, the elderly can simplify their own lives while also making a positive impact on those around them. Minimalism also promotes self-sufficiency, a key Stoic value. When the elderly simplify their living arrangements, they become less reliant on material possessions for their sense of security or comfort. This fosters a greater sense of self-reliance as they learn to find peace and contentment within themselves rather than in external things. This self-sufficiency is empowering and aligns with the Stoic principle of focusing on what is within one's control. Stoic minimalism also encourages the elderly to focus on experiences rather than possessions. In old age, the value of material things often fades, while the importance of meaningful experiences becomes more apparent. By simplifying their living space, the elderly create more room in their lives, both physically and mentally, for experiences that bring joy, connection, and growth. This shift from accumulating things to cherishing experiences fosters a deeper sense of fulfillment and happiness. Another benefit of minimalism is the sense of order it brings. Stoicism teaches that a well-ordered life leads to a well-ordered mind, and simplifying one's living space is a key step in creating that order. When everything has its place and there is no excess clutter, the mind is free to focus on higher pursuits, whether that's reflection, creativity, or connection with others. This sense of order fosters peace, as the external environment reflects the calm and clarity of the mind. Stoicism also encourages the elderly to let go of the past, and minimalism supports this process by helping them release physical objects that may be tied to old memories or emotions. While it's important to honor the past, Stoicism teaches that clinging to it can prevent us from living fully in the present. By letting go of possessions that no longer serve them, the elderly free themselves from the emotional weight of the past, allowing them to live more fully in the here and now. Minimalism also fosters a greater sense of connection to others. When the elderly simplify their living arrangements, they often find that they have more time and energy to spend on relationships rather than on managing possessions. Stoicism teaches that meaningful connections are one of the most important aspects of a fulfilling life, and by clearing away the distractions of material things, the elderly can focus more fully on building and nurturing these relationships. Another key aspect of Stoic minimalism is the practice of intentionality in daily life. When the elderly simplify their living arrangements, they create space for more deliberate, thoughtful living. Each item in the home serves a purpose, and each action is taken with intention. This mindful approach to daily life fosters a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment, as the elderly are able to live in alignment with their values rather than being caught up in the distractions of a cluttered environment. Stoicism also teaches that minimalism encourages the cultivation of inner wealth. In old age, it becomes clear that true wealth is not measured by material possessions, but by the richness of one's inner life. By simplifying their living arrangements, the elderly create space for personal growth, reflection, and spiritual fulfillment. This focus on inner wealth fosters a sense of contentment and peace, as the pursuit of external possessions is replaced by the pursuit of wisdom, virtue, and inner peace. Another important aspect of Stoic minimalism is its environmental impact. By choosing to live with less, the elderly reduce their consumption and waste, contributing to a more sustainable way of life. Stoicism teaches that living in harmony with nature is essential for a fulfilling life, and by embracing minimalism, the elderly can align their actions with this principle. This focus on sustainability fosters a sense of connection to the greater good as they contribute to the well-being of the planet and future generations. Stoicism also encourages the elderly to focus on what is essential, and minimalism supports this process by helping them strip away the non-essential. In a world that often values excess and accumulation, Stoic minimalism teaches that true happiness comes from focusing on what truly matters, whether that's relationships, personal growth, or inner peace. By simplifying their living arrangements, the elderly can create a space that reflects this focus on the essential, fostering a deeper sense of fulfillment and clarity. Another benefit of Stoic minimalism is the sense of liberation it brings. As the elderly simplify their living space, they free themselves from the weight of material possessions and the distractions they bring. This liberation allows for a greater sense of freedom and mobility, as the elderly are no longer tied down by the demands of a cluttered environment. This sense of freedom fosters peace, as they are able to live more lightly and fully, unburdened by the excesses of the past. Stoicism also teaches that minimalism encourages mindfulness in consumption. In old age, it becomes clear that the accumulation of material things often brings more stress than joy. By embracing minimalism, the elderly can approach consumption with greater mindfulness, choosing only to acquire what truly serves their well-being. This mindful approach to consumption fosters a sense of peace and contentment, as the desire for more is replaced by a focus on what is truly necessary. Minimalism also fosters a deeper connection to one's own values. In old age, it becomes important to reflect on what truly matters and to live in alignment with those values. By simplifying their living arrangements, the elderly can create a space that reflects their personal values and priorities. This alignment fosters a sense of peace and fulfillment, as their living environment becomes a reflection of their inner life rather than a distraction from it. Finally, Stoic minimalism teaches the importance of letting go. In old age, it's easy to become attached to material possessions, memories, or the past, but Stoicism reminds us that true peace comes from releasing what no longer serves us. By letting go of unnecessary possessions, the elderly free themselves from the weight of the past, creating space for new experiences, growth, and inner peace. This act of letting go fosters a deep sense of liberation and fulfillment, allowing them to live fully in the present moment. As we move on from the simplicity and clarity that Stoic minimalism offers in shaping a more intentional and peaceful life, we now turn to another fundamental teaching of Stoicism, the acceptance of the natural process of aging. In a world that often encourages resistance to getting older, Stoicism offers a refreshing perspective, encouraging us to embrace aging without fear or regret. Aging is inevitable, and Stoicism teaches that we should welcome this transition with grace, understanding, and wisdom. This journey through the Stoic philosophy will explore why embracing the process of aging leads to peace, fulfillment, and a deeper connection with life itself. Stoicism teaches that aging is part of nature, and to resist it is to resist life itself. By accepting the natural process of aging, we align ourselves with the flow of life rather than fighting against it. This acceptance brings a deep sense of peace, as we stop viewing aging as something to be feared or avoided, and instead see it as a necessary and valuable stage of life. In embracing aging, we honor the journey we've been on and the wisdom we've gained, finding contentment in the knowledge that everything has its time. One of the key Stoic beliefs is that we should focus on what is within our control and let go of what is not. Aging is something we cannot control, but we can control how we respond to it. By embracing aging with a Stoic mindset, we release the fear and anxiety that often accompany thoughts of growing older. Instead of worrying about wrinkles or declining physical abilities, we shift our focus to what truly matters: our character, our actions, and our ability to live with virtue. This perspective fosters peace and acceptance as we learn to find value in what we can control. Stoicism also teaches that life's transience is what gives it meaning. Aging reminds us that our time is limited, and rather than viewing this as something to regret, Stoicism encourages us to see it as a reason to live more fully. Each day is a gift, and by embracing the process of aging, we appreciate the preciousness of time. This awareness leads to a life lived with greater purpose and intention, as we make the most of each moment, rather than lamenting the passing of youth. Living in accordance with nature is a central tenet of Stoicism, and aging is one of the most natural processes of all. By embracing aging, we acknowledge that everything in life follows a natural cycle: birth, growth, decline, and death. This understanding helps us accept our place in the broader scheme of life, freeing us from the fear of getting older. Rather than resisting the inevitable, Stoicism teaches us to flow with the rhythm of life, finding peace in the knowledge that we are part of something much larger than ourselves. Another reason Stoics embrace aging is that it brings wisdom. As we age, we accumulate knowledge, experiences, and insights that can only come from living through the various stages of life. Stoicism values wisdom above all else, and aging provides the opportunity to deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. By embracing the process of growing older, we honor the wisdom that comes with it, recognizing that the later years of life are rich with opportunities for reflection, growth, and learning. Aging also teaches us the value of letting go. As we grow older, we may lose certain physical abilities or see changes in our circumstances, but Stoicism reminds us that these external changes do not define our inner worth. By embracing aging, we practice detachment from things that are beyond our control, such as the passing of time or the physical effects of aging. This detachment fosters a sense of inner freedom, as we learn to let go of attachments to youth or physical appearance and focus instead on the development of our character. Stoicism teaches that we should not fear death, and by embracing aging, we come to terms with the fact that life is finite. Aging is a reminder that our time on earth is limited, but rather than fearing this reality, Stoicism encourages us to accept it with grace. By facing the inevitability of death without fear, we are able to live more fully in the present, making the most of the time we have. This acceptance of mortality brings a deep sense of peace, as we let go of the anxiety that often comes from trying to avoid or deny the reality of aging. Another important aspect of embracing aging is gratitude. Stoicism teaches that we should be grateful for the time we have been given, and aging is a reminder of the many experiences, relationships, and lessons that life has brought us. Rather than viewing aging as a loss, Stoicism encourages us to see it as a continuation of the journey, filled with opportunities to express gratitude for all that life has offered. This shift in perspective fosters a sense of fulfillment and contentment as we focus on the richness of our experiences rather than what we perceive to be fading. As we age, Stoicism reminds us to focus on our virtues. Physical strength and beauty may fade, but our ability to live with wisdom, courage, and kindness remains. In fact, the later years of life often provide more opportunities to cultivate these virtues, as we are no longer distracted by the superficial concerns of youth. Stoicism teaches that aging allows us to focus more fully on what truly matters, our inner growth and the development of our character. This focus on virtue brings a sense of purpose and fulfillment, even as the body ages. Aging also teaches us humility, a key Stoic virtue. As we grow older, we may face limitations or challenges that remind us of our human frailty. Stoicism encourages us to embrace these experiences as opportunities to practice humility and acceptance. By acknowledging that we are not invincible and that aging is a natural part of life, we cultivate a deeper sense of humility and gratitude for the life we have lived. This humility allows us to age with grace, free from the need to cling to the illusions of youth or perfection. Another reason Stoics embrace aging is that it brings clarity. As we age, we often gain a clearer sense of what truly matters in life. The distractions and concerns of youth fade away, leaving room for a deeper understanding of our purpose and values. Stoicism teaches that this clarity is a gift, as it allows us to live with greater focus and intention. By embracing aging, we gain the perspective needed to make decisions that align with our true selves, leading to a more meaningful and fulfilling life. Aging also provides an opportunity to practice acceptance, a core Stoic principle. As we face the changes that come with growing older, Stoicism teaches that we should accept these changes with grace and equanimity. Whether it's the loss of physical abilities, changes in relationships, or shifting roles in life, acceptance allows us to find peace in the midst of change. By embracing aging, we practice the art of letting go, trusting that each stage of life has its own unique gifts and challenges. Stoicism teaches that we should live in the present moment, and aging helps us focus on the here and now. As we grow older, we become more aware of the fleeting nature of time, and this awareness encourages us to savor each moment fully. By embracing aging, we let go of regrets about the past or anxieties about the future, allowing ourselves to live with greater mindfulness and presence. This focus on the present brings a sense of peace and contentment as we learn to appreciate the beauty of life as it unfolds. Aging also fosters resilience, another key Stoic value. The process of growing older often comes with its share of challenges, whether they are physical, emotional, or social. Stoicism teaches that resilience is essential for navigating these challenges with grace. By embracing aging, we strengthen our ability to endure difficulties without losing our sense of inner peace. This resilience allows us to face the inevitable ups and downs of life with a calm and steady heart, knowing that we have the strength to handle whatever comes our way. Stoicism also encourages us to view aging as an opportunity for personal growth. Each stage of life offers its own lessons, and the later years are no exception. By embracing aging, we open ourselves to the possibility of continued growth, both mentally and spiritually. Stoicism teaches that we should never stop seeking wisdom or striving to improve ourselves, regardless of our age. This focus on growth ensures that the later years of life are filled with purpose and meaning as we continue to evolve and learn from our experiences. Aging also encourages us to practice simplicity, a core Stoic principle. As we grow older, we often find that the pursuit of material possessions or status becomes less important, while the desire for inner peace and contentment becomes more central. Stoicism teaches that simplicity is the key to a peaceful life, and aging provides the perfect opportunity to embrace this simplicity. By letting go of unnecessary distractions and focusing on what truly matters, we create space for a deeper sense of fulfillment and serenity in our later years. Another reason Stoics embrace aging is that it fosters a deeper connection to others. As we grow older, we often develop a greater appreciation for the relationships in our lives, recognizing that connection and love are more valuable than any material possession. Stoicism teaches that we should nurture these relationships with kindness and understanding, and aging provides the perfect opportunity to do so. By embracing aging, we strengthen our bonds with those we love, creating a sense of community and support that enriches our lives. Aging also teaches us the value of rest and reflection. Stoicism encourages us to take time for quiet contemplation, and the later years of life often provide more opportunities for this kind of reflection. By embracing aging, we create space for deeper introspection, allowing us to reflect on the lessons we've learned and the growth we've experienced. This reflection brings a sense of wisdom and understanding as we come to appreciate the full arc of our lives and the insights we've gained along the way. Stoicism also teaches that aging helps us cultivate a deeper sense of gratitude. As we grow older, we often become more aware of the blessings in our lives, from the relationships we've built to the experiences we've had. By embracing aging, we practice gratitude for the life we've lived and the opportunities we've been given. This gratitude fosters a sense of peace and contentment as we learn to appreciate the richness of our lives rather than focusing on what we may have lost. Another important aspect of embracing aging is learning to release control. Stoicism teaches that we should focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. As we age, there are many aspects of life, such as physical health or external circumstances, that may be beyond our control. By embracing aging, we learn to accept these changes without resistance, focusing instead on our inner responses. This release of control fosters a sense of inner peace as we stop struggling against the inevitable and learn to flow with life's natural rhythms. Aging also encourages us to practice compassion both toward ourselves and others. Stoicism teaches that kindness and compassion are essential virtues, and aging provides opportunities to deepen these qualities. As we face the challenges of growing older, we learn to be more compassionate toward ourselves, recognizing that aging is a natural part of life. At the same time, we develop greater empathy for others who may be going through similar experiences. This compassion fosters a sense of connection and understanding, enriching our relationships and bringing peace to our hearts. Stoicism teaches that we should not fear change, and aging is one of the most profound changes we will experience. By embracing aging, we learn to accept the impermanence of life and the inevitability of change. This acceptance brings a deep sense of peace as we stop clinging to the past or resisting the future. Instead, we learn to embrace each stage of life as it comes, trusting that each phase has its own unique beauty and wisdom to offer. Aging also teaches us the value of forgiveness. As we reflect on our lives, we may encounter memories of past mistakes or regrets. Stoicism teaches that holding on to these regrets only causes suffering, and that forgiveness is the path to peace. By embracing aging, we learn to forgive ourselves for past mistakes and let go of any lingering resentment. This forgiveness brings a sense of freedom and emotional clarity, allowing us to move forward with a lighter heart and a clearer mind. Stoicism also reminds us that aging helps us practice acceptance of our mortality. While death is a subject that many people avoid, Stoicism teaches that coming to terms with our mortality is essential for living a fulfilling life. By embracing aging, we face the reality of death with courage and acceptance, knowing that it is a natural part of life's cycle. This acceptance of death brings a sense of peace, as we learn to live fully in the present, unburdened by the fear of what is to come. As we age, Stoicism encourages us to focus on the legacy we leave behind. Aging provides an opportunity to reflect on the impact we've had on the world and the people we've touched. By embracing aging, we shift our focus from what we have accumulated to what we have contributed. This focus on legacy fosters a sense of purpose and fulfillment, as we recognize that the true measure of a life well lived is not material success, but the positive influence we've had on others. Another reason Stoics embrace aging is that it allows us to develop a deeper sense of peace with ourselves. As we grow older, we often let go of the need to prove ourselves to others or meet societal expectations. Stoicism teaches that true peace comes from within, and aging provides the perfect opportunity to cultivate this inner peace. By embracing who we are, with all our strengths and imperfections, we create a life that is grounded in self-acceptance and inner tranquility. Aging also encourages us to focus on the present moment, another key Stoic principle. As we grow older, we become more aware of the fleeting nature of time, and this awareness encourages us to live fully in the present. By embracing aging, we let go of regrets about the past or anxieties about the future, allowing ourselves to live with greater mindfulness and presence. This focus on the present brings a sense of peace and contentment as we learn to appreciate the beauty of life as it unfolds. In conclusion, Stoicism teaches that aging is not something to fear or regret, but a natural and valuable part of life's journey. By embracing aging with grace, acceptance, and wisdom, we open ourselves to a deeper sense of peace, purpose, and fulfillment. Aging allows us to cultivate virtues like humility, resilience, and gratitude, and it provides an opportunity for continued growth and learning. Stoicism reminds us that the process of aging is not a decline, but a transition, one that offers its own unique gifts and insights. Through this lens, we can approach aging not with fear, but with a sense of peace and wonder, knowing that each stage of life is an essential part of the whole. As we've explored throughout this journey, the question of with whom should the elderly live carries deep significance in Stoic philosophy. Whether embracing independence, balancing family dynamics, or finding peace in solitude, Stoicism teaches us to live with purpose, clarity, and grace in old age. It's about making choices that honor personal freedom, reflect wisdom, and cultivate inner peace, all while respecting the natural flow of life. The Stoic path is one of self-reflection, strength, and serenity, values that allow us to age with dignity and without fear. No matter where or with whom we choose to live, what truly matters is how we align our choices with our values, embracing each stage of life with acceptance and resilience. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What do you think about the Stoic approach to living arrangements in old age? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep this conversation going. If you found value in this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let's continue exploring how Stoic wisdom can guide us through every chapter of life. Thank you for watching, and until next time, live with wisdom, live with purpose.